guys, welcome back to the We Watched the Movie Show, episode 2.
It's part 2. If it don't rhyme with America, I don't care.
Where the fuck did that go from?
I saw a fucking Vine or some shit. Shit.
First thing we're going to do, before we get into the Halloween Kills news, is a beer test.
Yeah.
This is going to be Voodoo Ranger Starship IPA.
Okay.
You're going to love it.
I'm not.
You're going to fucking
looks
love
like
it.
Skeletor in space.
Look at the box, man. It's so smooth.
That's why you feel after you drink all of them.
Our Patreon sponsor for this week's episode is Jay Cullen. Jay Cullen is an awesome dude who helps run one of the We Watched the Movie fan pages, helps push that shit hard on Facebook. We appreciate everything you do for us, dude. We fucking appreciate you, man. Not you, but him. And the
Both
movie.
of us. We can share it together.
And if you guys want to get on the weekly sponsorships, there's a link to our Patreon down below. At the top tier, every week we're going to pick a new Patreon to sponsor the show and pick one of the movie reviews we do. And he picked one you guys are going to fucking love.
It was great.
Called
Silent Rage.
Silent Rage.
That's the Taco Bell and the way it feels in the bathrooms.
Yes.
Silent Rage.
It's a fart that doesn't stop.
You got to do it on your own.
And I really appreciate all of y'all's responses to the first episode. Everybody seems to love the
Fucking cool, man. It was awesome.
Which is dope as shit. You know, sometimes you do things like this, you're really scared that people are going to be negative or shitting on it, but everybody was super cool and accepting of it, and I think it's going to go well.
See, that's why bribes work.
Also, this is going to be a weekly podcast form as well. We're going to take all this and it's going to be on our podcast, which you can go to any of your podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever the fuck, and you can just search We Watch
Zune,
Movie Podcast Network, MySpace, and you can pull us up. And do us a favor, by the way, review the podcast while you're there, because that really helps. LinkedIn? It's not LinkedIn, it's LinkedIn.
Well, I like the way I said it.
Fucking Batman.
I like the way I said it.
It's like my wife who calls Green Day, Green Day.
It is Green Day.
No, it's Green Day. She calls them Green Day.
Well, whatever.
Green Day.
Your favorite band is Blink-182.
I also...
by saying that your favorite band is Blink-182, it's like admitting that you have herpes for the rest of your life and you're okay with it. Did you see that Mean Tweets edition on fucking Jimmy Kimmel?
No.
You know how they do the Mean Tweets?
Yeah.
They have Blink-182 reading fucking tweets somebody put out. He's like, saying that Blink-182 is your favorite band is like admitting that you have herpes and being okay with it. They were laughing their ass off.
That's fair enough. You know, nobody likes you when you're 23. Look at that can. Look at that thick can, Jay.
Oh.
So fucking thick.
It's rainbow.
Check it out. Go! It fucking won't zoom in on it. I'll put a picture up. Are you ready to try this?
Nope.
Now we're going to do this every single week on the show, where I break out a new beer that I've never tried before, that Jay's never tried before, but the fun part is that Jay doesn't drink anything ever, except for Michelob Ultra.
Superior light beer.
And he fucking hates all beer except for Michelob Ultra.
Again, when you come, why would you leave the superior light beer for an average beer? I want the superior.
Wait till you see his face. It's going to be beautiful.
Well, I don't want to. No, I'm not going to show anybody.
And it's the choice of a new generation.
I bet it's not.
That's good.
It's the choice of fucking nobody's generation. Is it good?
It's a nice, tasty, smooth. It's actually really smooth. You might actually enjoy this one.
I don't think so.
Take it down, big man.
Hold on. God, rubbers. That smell already. It's like I chewed on like a condom. It's like rubbery in the back of my throat. Oh,
I know what's going to happen, dude. Eventually, it might be a year from now, it might be 2 years from now, but eventually you're going to get so used to trying these, you're going to like them.
Where do you get this
You're going to
from?
grow a hipster beard, and you're going to get one of those swishy glasses.
Do you get,
and you're like, I like the floral notes.
You must get like a monthly subscription to like bullshit Beers R Us.
No, dude, I just went to fucking Kroger. They're everywhere.
They're liars.
I bet the fucking Speedway doesn't have them, but still.
No, it's not good. Get it out of here, Captain. Red alert. Oh, God, dude.
The Metallica beer wasn't that strong. This is a little stronger.
It's a Belgium. It's New Belgium. That's what it says on the can, Belgium.
Take one more just to be sure.
Oh, God damn, dude.
Take a big swig.
Holy shit, it's like chewing a tire.
That is an IPA. But it's a smooth IPA. Honestly, it's going to get so much worse.
Oh, God. If you drink enough of this, if it's from Belgium, do you become Van Damme?
I can do the splits, no problem. Hey, it's good. No.
Pick up back up and said hello.
Why'd you go Fat Albert?
Because it's in the fucking name. Chiba. Oh, God. This is the kind of fucking beer you drink when you get divorced for the first time and you just want to feel no pain. Jesus, dude, that is fucking nasty.
So you remember how we talked about the ABV
that
on
thing is
Metallica?
strong.
The Metallica was 5.7, and you talked about how strong it was. This is 7.7.
We're dead.
Fuck you
Dude,
up, man.
imagine doing like shotguns of those.
Yeah, dude. There was a dude
You'd
on.
be doing ping pong off your nipples.
There was a dude on the when we did the last one. He was
damn.
like, "I only drink beers above 8.0."
Oh my God.
It's like, dude, shit. We have a friend.
Was that Mel Gibson?
We have a friend named Nate who literally will take like a 10.0 like ABV like dark ass beer and chug it in like seconds.
I've never seen anybody in my life do that. Like, yeah, literally zero problems. I think he really is Chuck Norris inside. Like, he just beats the shit out of that beer. Dude, like, one time we went out and like this guy had like IPA after IPA after IPA, then he had a fucking regular beer, then he had shots, and he was like, "Would you guys like to go to basketball time?" I'm like, what are you talking about? You're not talking about
Game blouses.
It's like eventually he acted a little drunk, but it was like he's fucking Ivan Drago from Rocky IV. He's like, you see, he's not a machine, he's a man. So, but I couldn't. I was so drunk by then. I was like, man, you can't keep up with that guy. That guy is he's the Michael Jordan of beer drinking.
Yeah,
like he has to be. And he was like kind of downing himself. He's like, yeah, I used to be able to drink more, but I have kind of.
I was like, what the fuck did you do? Fucking snorted out of a hooker's butt.
Yeah, that's like God saying, you know, I caused the Big Bang, and I've really been kind of busy. You know, I used to be able to do more than that. I don't know. I created life and whatever, but you know, it was like, Jesus, dude, you're fucking like a superhero of beer drinking. But yeah, that's just strong.
Yeah, man.
I don't recommend it.
Look, I love the fancy can, and I love the smooth. For 7.7 for an IPA, that tastes smooth as fuck.
Yeah, if your liver's already dead.
I'll give it a strong 7.5. What do you give it?
Oh, what, that?
Yeah.
That's fucking no. I can't rate it, dude, because I mean it's just strong. They should sell that at fucking like tire discounters when you get a new tire.
God, this is my favorite part of the show.
I hate that shit.
This is my new favorite part of the show.
Like, you know what? We'll make a new channel called We Drank a Beer. We just do a fucking beer review.
I'm just looking forward to dude how it's gonna be like 6 months from now when you've tried all these so much and like you're not as affected by it anymore.
I still will.
Then all of a sudden you're just gonna be like drinking this shit like on the regular, and you're gonna be giving like deep reviews on it and shit.
I thought you were gonna say my voice is gonna get deeper. Hair in weird places.
There was a rumor a long time ago.
I sound like James Earl Jones. No.
There was a rumor a long time ago that that IPAs had estrogen in them, like the floral hops.
To give you titties.
They gave you titties.
And fucking
I'm
vaginas.
like, well, that's just because there's a lot of calories in them.
Oh, dude, speaking of vaginas and titties, I know this is random, but dude, this is another thing that I had to tell you about. You know those.
Speaking of vaginas and titties,
those mean tweets.
Yeah.
There was also one on Jimmy Kimmel. I was I like him, but I didn't want to really laugh at it because it's true. But he was like, if you are a grown man and you still listen to Depeche Mode, you need to reach gently up into your vagina and pull your balls back down. And Depeche Mode was reading it. I think he was like, it's true.
Yeah.
I do too. I like them.
If you don't like Depeche Mode, then fuck you.
I think you have to like Depeche Mode to drink that shit. I think you listen to Depeche Mode, reach out and touch faith when you drink it.
That's true. I can see
Personal
someone doing
Jesus
that while playing Clue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. All right, Halloween news.
Okay, here we go.
Halloween news. Guys, we got Halloween news. We have Friday the 13th news. We have more of the Batman news.
So get off your ass, let's do some math.
Fuck, that's going to be stuck in my head all night.
Get off your ass.
We have reviews for VFW. We have a review for Silent Rage, as we mentioned. We have a review for Brahms the Boy 2. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't.
You piece of shit.
Well, I told you why.
You piece of shit.
Well, I'm glad I didn't, because apparently the fucking it's 0% on Rotten Tomatoes with like a 30 or 23% on Rotten audience score. Yeah, dude,
it's not good.
Fucking it bombed.
It's not good. We'll get into that though. We have a Bad Myers mask to look at. We have a few unboxings to do. It's gonna be a good goddamn night.
You guys are gonna get your ass Chuck Norrised.
Yeah, put on your thongs and
sing a song.
Get off. That was better than anything I was gonna come up with.
Put on your thongs and let's sing a song and take out your dong.
Halloween news kills your brain cells.
Yes, it does.
At night.
I think we already did that.
Halloween kills news.
He has a small wiener and he doesn't play tennis. Now you just look like a goddamn idiot.
There was an article written, talking about the Halloween kills, and
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm tickled pink.
but so Jason Blum gave an interview, and he basically said that not to worry, that it's not going to be one of those trilogy syndrome kind of things where Lord of the Rings. He compared it a lot to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And I think that what he was saying was basically like, a lot of people felt like they were going to have an incomplete part of the story. So like Halloween Kills would come out, and then there would be a cliffhanger. Then you'd have to wait for Halloween Ends to really tie it up, and it was going to be that kind of Lord of the Rings, like, you know, in Fellowship of the Ring, there's bigger stakes. And then the Two Towers, then they leave it on a cliffhanger. You have to wait like 105 years to get finally to the Return of the King. It's really Return of the Jedi is the true one. But nonetheless, he said it's not going to be like that. It's a giant.
The herpes.
It's a giant scope. It's a big film, and he's saying it all ties together. It's a trilogy, but they're all standalone films within their own little pockets.
Yeah,
which is great. And I mean, I didn't think. I mean, look, Halloween 2018 stands by itself. I mean, honestly, I mean, and he said that in the article too. He's like, it stands by itself. You don't need to watch the sequel if you don't want to. I mean, if you watch that movie, you're like, hey, it's a fucking great movie. Well, Halloween 1, the original Halloween 1, John Carpenter didn't even want to. He was like, that's great. And then Nightmare on Elm Street. The thing about Nightmare on Elm Street though is Wes Craven, that thing with the fucking pulling her through that blow up doll.
Like a fucking blow up doll.
It was a blow up doll.
Looking.
That was fucking Bob Shaye's idea to do that because he wanted sequels. But Wes Craven was like, no, I'm done. Like, I mean, that was the story. That's it. That's over. But Bob Shaye was like, hey, I got this blow up doll. I don't use it for sex, but we can use this for this shot. But they used it. It was awful looking, but nonetheless, that's what it is. I never thought though that it would suffer from the trilogy effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I actually did a little bit though, because, and for one, okay, so Halloween 2018, the way it ends, does it end saying that there's going to be a sequel? Yes and no, because if that was going to be the definitive version and you ended it with Michael in the haunted house, in the burning house, touch that gun, I'll burn you down. when he was looking through the thing and the house burned down around him.
You back at Queen again, you son of a bitch, I'll blow you off that boar's ass.
But by the way, we're doing Tombstone next week on Revenge of the Action Movie. That could have been that could have been a definitive end if you wanted to end the series there, which thank God they didn't. We're all up for all the sequels. Give us all of them all day long. Never stop making Michael Myers movies.
Bring it all to me.
But when you go back to the truck and you zoom in on Allison holding the knife, that's weird. Like, that does say that there's going to be a sequel to me. It says something. Some people were like, I think Allison's going to be the killer because he had the knife, and they zoomed in on it. That's crazy.
Go fuck your Rob Zombie's white unicorn. That's not going to happen.
Andy Matichak. But yeah, but I did actually have that fear, and where that fear originated from was a place of bullshit, because the place of bullshit was that fake script that leaked, which
smells like a sewer.
The way the fake script ended was there was a bunch of people congregating in a parking lot talking about what they were going to do next, Jamie Lee Curtis and everybody, and Michael, huffing and puffing in the car, reaches over, grabs his knife, opens the door, and then the movie ends. To me, I was thinking, when I read that, I was thinking, if that is real, I hate that as an ending. That
sounds like some Michael Douglas falling down bullshit. I'm sick of this shit.
That is the ending that I think he's talking about, he feared. Like, because it's not an ending to a movie. It's just like, hey, make sure you tune in next year for part 2.
You know what? Here's the difference. You can make the trilogy effect happen by, okay, so if there's more story to tell, and you make it like that, where he gets out of the car and then the movie just ends and you see credits roll, versus like something that's standalone, that it's like ominous. You don't know. I mean, you can make your own. You can draw your own conclusions about what happened next. Like, you know what I mean? It's not a full like cliffhanger necessarily. Like at the very end of Halloween, the original Halloween, and you just hear him breathing, and the camera pulls back, and then it goes up, and you know he's gone. But if he left it alone like that, you could be like, well, maybe he died later of his wounds. Maybe he did get away. Maybe he got a job at Toys R Us. I don't know. Well, whatever you wanted to talk about.
That's the scariest. If they never made a sequel, then that's the scariest.
But it's not ending on like an action moment. Like, it's not like, okay, well, this, like in the Two Towers is like, now we must wait for the final battle. You know, it's not like that.
Yeah, but if they had, and I do maintain this, as much as I'm glad, we're not purists of the Halloween movie. We're glad that there's sequels because it's just so fun. But had they left that alone, I do maintain the fact that the ending of that movie is so fucking scary, because when he's gone and you realize for the first time that he could be supernatural, then you hear him breathing, and then the camera pans around to different areas in the house and the street, and you don't know where he is. It's basically saying this motherfucker could be in your living room. He could be around your babysitter's, your daughter's babysitter's corner. I fought in his face.
I fought in his face.
Well, better not talk about fuck. What does he say?
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that motherfucker.
Jesus, Brennan.
I'll drop that motherfucker. But I was actually worried about that too. And you know, basically what he's saying is super simple. Like, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end to the movie. Which, if you want to pick that apart, you'd be like, of course there is. But I totally get what he means, man. Yeah. Like with these Harry Potter movies, or with like the Twilight series, it's just like a tune in next week.
Goddamn.
You want a movie, man.
Don't even get me started on that fucking Hallows End Part 1 and Part fucking bullshit. Even though I like those movies, but it was like basically Harry Potter took out his fucking little tiny stick and was like, let's go, Voldemort. Credits.
when they do that, like, you do feel it in the audience, right? Like, you feel it. It doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like you're watching a really long fucking trailer,
right? Or an episode on TV.
Yeah,
like, I mean, I expect it on TV. You know what I mean? But then again, I do like the Lord of the Rings. I mean, there were 3 films. There were 3 books based on it. Like, that makes sense. And I think that if you watch the making of those movies, like, they even said, like, I can't remember. Peter Jackson said that the guys that funded it was like, well, there was 3 movies or 3 books, right? Well, we should make 3 movies.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's okay to do it for movies like that, where there's a giant fucking plot, like massive, huge. And you know, you want to stretch them out for 2.5 hours or whatever they fucking are.
And he said he was open and honestly admitted that he was actually worried about that before he watched the film. And some people are shitting on that, and some people are actually also shitting on the fact that he said it's pretty good. That was his words.
Yeah,
he said,
why does it matter?
Good. If he said it was the scariest fucking movie of all time, everybody would shit on that and be like, of course you're going to say that, you own it or whatever.
It's like, it reminds me of people are overreacting. It reminds me of that kid that's being held aloft in Cheaper by the Dozen through the laundry chute, and he's like listening to Steve Martin and them talk about what's happening, and they pull him up like, what's going on? He's like, we're gonna move! And they drop it because they're shocked. He's like, you're overreacting. It's not that big of a deal. He said it's pretty good. Like, I mean, look, if I made a film, or, you know, or I was a producer of it or whatever, I don't want to like oversell it. Like, I mean, it's the most incredible fucking thing you've ever seen. Next Saturday night, John Cena, a hell cage.
Oh,
there will be beer drinking, naked ladies, and oh my god, Doink the Clown's coming from the bottom. Look, it's like, you don't want to oversell the fucking thing. He's just having a good time with it. He's like, hey, look, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's pretty good.
And also, you don't know what the inflection or his face looked like when he said that. He could have been like, he could have paused and been like, it's pretty good. And that's the same as being like, it's gonna blow your fucking
like he
mind,
said, like
you know?
he sounded like Matt. He kind of sounded like Matthew McConaughey talking about Lincoln cars. Pretty good. He's like, oh, he's smooth. But yeah, even if he didn't say it like that, which again, you're right. You don't know the inflection. You didn't see the video. It was just a fucking interview. I mean, you don't know. Even if he was just like, it's pretty good, and I had a lot of time.
That could be pure fucking 1,000% unadulterated fucking metallic. You fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me Reba back in time.
Yeah.
Reba.
Whiskey in the jarro.
What?
But no, it could have been.
That sounds like
pure
Cracker
fucking
Barrel.
confidence. You'd be like, it's pretty good, knowing that it's going to blow people's minds. And that's actually what I believe. I wouldn't have said that if it weren't for the reactions coming out of the test screening, where everybody was so. And again, because the test screening reactions were so positive, and there was literally no negativity, which you never hear from a movie this size. Some people will pick out fucking anything.
Yeah.
And you hear nothing but positive news. It's possible that he was trying to temper expectations a little bit.
I think so, and also, it goes back to the fact that people that are creators or involved in the production or creation of a particular product, like, you know, when you work on something for so long and you're in it and you've been there and you see behind the movie magic and you've got to come up with the plots and you've got to come up with how this works and the editing and all this other stuff that goes on with it. You know, it's not like saying that you think it's bad, but you're like, I don't think, you know, I had a good time doing it and I think it's pretty good. You don't want to like oversell it and be like, it was the greatest thing I've ever fucking worked on. I mean, I can't believe they didn't ask me to work on Stanley Kubrick's films. But what he say, like, when you're in it, like Mike and I have made skits. I mean, it's on a low, like fucking low level, but sometimes we'll make shit. It's so small, it's microscopic. It's like a crab in your pants. Protection, kids. But it's like one of those things, like, you'll make something and you put it out for the people to, you know, judge, and that's going to be ultimately who's the deciding factor in it. But you're going to be like, even if it's the most amazing thing, you're like, I could have done that better. I could have done this better. I could have tightened this. We should have done that. Or there's all these, you know, but so you don't even think it's like, I mean, fucking Clint Eastwood, or I don't know if it's Clint Eastwood, but it's a lot of the actors that are in big giant movies that are Academy Award, but don't even watch their own shit because they think they're terrible, and they always criticize themselves.
I think of it this way, dude. If I write a song, right, because I like write songs and I'll play them for my wife or whatever. I'll tell her, I wrote a song, I think it's pretty good or whatever. But like if you write a song and you tell somebody, hey, I'm going to play this song for you later, and they go, oh, is it good? And you know in the back of your mind that it kind of sucks or it isn't complete, or like part of you just kind of believes deep down that it's not actually that good, but you need to have somebody else hear it. You'll go, here's what you'll say. You'll go like, no, yeah, I mean, I think it's actually I think it's pretty good. Yeah. Like I think it's really good. Like I think that there's something there. Maybe I don't have this worked out or whatever. But like if you know it's fucking badass and you're waiting to blow their face off with it, like when they hear this song, they're gonna fucking love it. They have no idea how fucking awesome this song that I wrote is gonna be. That's exactly what I'd be like. I'd be like, it's pretty good.
I can't believe that.
So that when I played it for them, they'd be like, fucking pretty good. What the fuck are you talking about? That's the best thing I ever heard.
You need to grow a beard and be ZZ Top. But no, like that's the thing. Like, yeah, it's like I don't know. I can't believe we're even having that conversation about it though. Like people like overreacted to the fact that he didn't say like I don't know.
Would you like to suck my cock, Berserker?
It's pretty good.
Your fucking face, bro.
So it's fine. I mean, it's gonna be okay. And again, like you said, the test audience, the people that it's made for, not them, but just audience members. I think we're all gonna love it. I think we're gonna have a great time.
I think it was a humble brag, man.
Yeah, it's like, and again, we'll see how it goes. But I think that people are really overselling the fact that he didn't say it's the amazing or something. Why? I mean, why? I mean, because you also know the people that do that, right, are fucking liars half the time. Like, there's people that, I mean, Will Smith came out and said that piece of fucking trash garbage heap of a movie,
After Earth.
After Earth it was so good. It was.
Yeah. Katie Holmes just came out and said the Boy 2 was really scary. Like, guys,
compared to what, Dawson's Creek?
For me, right. The fact that he said it was pretty good, all nonchalant and chill and confident, is it's way more telling than you think it is. I think it's a fucking I know what I got, and you guys, I don't have to fucking sell it because it's gonna sell its goddamn self.
I think Katie Holmes only said that because she's still under the Scientology therapy.
It's a dark world.
There's aliens inside your brain.
It's a dark night.
That hockey-faced piece of shit from a lake that nobody cares about or camps at is back in the news. They one time were gonna do a TV show and a sequel to a stupid movie, and it didn't happen because guess why? People didn't want to make a sequel. They were like, it's stupid. Let's send it to Uncle Sam and have him butt fuck it. I said butt fuck, you got up real quick.
Let me break out the...
I hope you cut your little wiener off.
Awards, Friday the 13th news, god damn it.
Friday time.
More sadness of what could have been that wasn't. It wasn't.
It didn't happen.
No.
Because the goddamn government got involved.
Fucking government. Mountain Dew.
Lawyers.
Extreme.
Surge.
Harold Kumar. But no, so Friday the 13th, we all know what's going on with the legal battles for that. And something that just fucking looks cool as shit that came out. They released pictures of some of the props, the mask, the machete. We'll show you guys as we're talking about it on the screen right now. Came out for not only the movie that was being shopped around, the Platinum Dunes film that was coming out before all this crazy right shit happened. They were going to make another movie, and they also had Crystal Lake Chronicles. Sean Cunningham did. Crystal Lake Chronicles, a TV series that was being shopped around. Originally it was going to be on the CW, and then there was actually rumors after that because they chose Riverdale over Friday the 13th.
Here's the thing. Immediately, when I said the CW, when I read that, I'm like, no. Nah, dog. I'm good, dog. I'm not going to have that.
But it'd be better what we have today.
It would be something, but it'd be like some woke piece of fucking trash for, like, Jason really doesn't know if he's really Jason or... I don't know, fucking Mason.
But I did hear from somebody that after the CW chose to do Riverdale instead of Friday the 13th, that it was rumored that it was actually possibly going to be going to Netflix, which would have been fucking...
That's the place
dope.
for it to be. And like, the Crystal Lake Chronicles is a cool idea for a show. Like, it makes sense. Kind of like what I was thinking when I was reading it. I was thinking more along the lines of maybe the Bates Motel or something like that. Maybe showcasing a lot more of a younger Jason and... You know, I didn't want to make it like too like, you know, Days of Our Lives soap opera kind of shit, you know, where it's like, well, he's bullied and all this stuff, and obviously it leads to this, and that's what happens, and mommy was a good cook. I didn't want all that. But then again, I was thinking, well, it would have been cool to see some of this, and then moving, like what happened when Jason was growing up on his own. You know, and then maybe you see his dad, or like, I don't know. Like, I mean, there's some cool stuff that they could have played with.
One of the canceled scripts actually really went into Jason's past, and they gave Elias, his dad, a big part in it, and the mom a big part in it. There was a one that was going to be directed by David Bruckner that was going to come out. The movie, so what these two props are from, they're from the Platinum Dunes movie that was going to come out, and the Crystal Lake Chronicles that was going to come out. My favorite, I think, of the whole thing is the, like, almost teenage Jason.
Was that going to be in the Platinum Dunes movie?
I don't know which one's which.
See, that's what I was confused, because if the young Jason was going to be on the Crystal Lake Chronicles and it was on the CW, you know, every time they showed him, it'd be like, I'm just a teenage dirtbag
I was thinking Simple Plans. I'm just a kid, and life
they would do it. It was like
nightmare.
fucking Smallville all over, like a bullied kid that grows up with superpowers. But
I am happy the CW thing didn't pan out.
I didn't want that at all. But again, the Platinum Dunes movie, again, I don't, like, I would really have been interested because the mask and what they had going for them, whether or not they were going to go based on what they had done with Friday the 13th, a remake,
2009,
the 2009 one, and use the same guy. That guy was fucking amazing too.
Derek Mears,
man, and use Derek Mears to come back and play Jason, which would have been great.
Those designs look a little bit like Derek Mears.
I know, and that's what I like. And I would have been okay with that timeline. I don't know. That's a really interesting idea though. If they had used that. I don't think that they would ever use the young prop though. I mean, if they got a flashback maybe moment, but not even then. That would make sense though. I don't know. I just don't really see them. That definitely felt like CW shit.
Yeah, well, there's a grown-looking Jason. There's almost a teenage Jason. Again, that's my favorite. That one shot of that one head that's all waterlogged looking, and it's almost clear. I just want to touch it because it feels like ooey gooey gumdrops when you squeeze. It feels like gummy worms.
Good.
But and the mask is something else that they show too. Now I don't know which is which. I don't know if the mask was going to be in the show or the movie. But Soda is the name of the FX company that was doing, and they were doing some work on both of them. And it's amazing that they got this far. They were really going to do some shit, man. Yeah. They were making some real shit, and it looked good as hell. They had the machete. I love the way the machete looks because the machete has those ruffles, have ridges. It has those fucking ridges in it, man. And it looked cool. But the mask. What did you think about the mask, man? Because it looks like the eye shattered outwards from the eye. Maybe he got hit right there and it shatters out like a windshield. The only thing I have against that is if you've ever broken a Jason mask, and we've broken at least two, they completely break. So there's no shattering to those masks.
I don't know. It looked like fucking T-1000 when you get hit with the liquid nitrogen. And it was all broken up. I mean, that mask has been through some fucking... I didn't mind it. I'm glad they didn't go into a totally different direction with the mask because I was afraid of that certain companies get a hold of it and they were like, oh, let's just redesign the whole thing. I'm glad they didn't do that because I point you to Scream, the TV show. They wanted to change the iconic mask and make it plastic, we're going to be in Heat with Val Kilmer.
And again, was on a non-R-rated platform in MTV
So I'm glad they did that. Having the shattering effect on the mask and using that and lighting and having it bloody like that, it makes sense. It's been through a lot of fucking garbage for garbage juice and fucking seawater. But I don't know, they didn't have the... remember in Friday the 13th, when Jason Goes to Hell, it was literally almost fucking gone.
Yeah.
It was broken up fucking bad. His shit looked like Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah. Then
he only had some of it. Did it regrow? Did he just go out to a shitty flea market and pick one up that shattered?
Which is possible because it's just a goalie.
I don't know. It depends on the storyline they were going for either way. Yeah. But it looked cool, man. And it sucks that we never got that. But hopefully this shit gets worked out pretty soon. And well, they're selling this off, by the way. This stuff is for sale.
Yeah, which is pretty dope.
It's cool, but it's so that project is forever gone. They're not gonna ever, use those little pieces ever again.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we get a real actual movie though made, and I don't know. We'll see what happens.
What I want to see, dude, if I could have my druthers, what I'd really love to see would be a sequel to the 2009 Jason, because I think that movie had some really good shit in it, and I would love to see them do it in the snow, which I know...
Your tits are so juicy, bro.
The dudes from Womp Stomp Films are doing a sequel, or not a sequel to that, but they're doing a Jason in the Snow, which I would just love to see that. But I would love to see a sequel to the 2019 film, if they can work that out. Who knows what the hell's going to happen with it. And by the way, I want to give a quick shout out to our brothers over at Slash and Cast, because they do amazing job covering this Jason stuff. If Jason is to them what Halloween is to us, and they're awesome fucking dudes, so definitely check out their channel. I'll throw a link down below to their channel. But
not so good on keeping promises to meet up at the karaoke bar, but I still like them.
That's true.
I still like them.
That's true.
I love you.
It's a really good point, Jay.
I love you.
Maybe I'll just edit this part out, you fucks.
No.
I'm kidding.
Keep it in.
Yeah,
I want you to hear it.
They were supposed to be
crying
for karaoke after Scarefest. They didn't show. Actually, I totally understand that.
But it was an awkward conversation anyway. I called you guys and it was I was drunk. It happens.
Dude, I realized that he texted me and told me he wasn't going to make it, but by that point we'd already gone to the karaoke bar, sat in the Taco Bell for 2 hours with Garrett, and then made it all the way back home. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm shoveling Taco Bell into my face, and I was like, "It's cool, dude. It'll be fine." And then I looked at the text the next morning, and I'm pretty sure none of it made any goddamn sense. But cool dudes.
They're nice guys.
Question for you guys: please comment down below. Where would you like to see when all this shit gets sorted out? If you could have anywhere in the franchise, any movie, what would you like it to be? For me, it would be a sequel to 2009 because I think they were on the way to something good there.
Yeah, I mean that's what I would. 2009, all the way.
Yeah, and then you don't have to worry about the origin story and all that shit. You can just go with it. But who knows who's gonna have which rights and whatever to work it out? I don't know. I'm just a fucking guy on a couch telling a girl that he loves her.
Dude, God, no wonder you're fucking gonna be single.
What is the line? I'm just a guy in front of a girl.
I'm just a girl in front of a... I don't remember how it goes. I'm just a girl telling another girl I don't remember how it goes. I don't remember.
Kiss me.
But,
Luke, I am your father.
2009...
Kiss me.
The Friday the 13th is the best. I mean, as long as they don't ever go back and try to remake the first one, I think you're golden.
Yeah, which they may have to, depending on who gets right. Who fuck knows?
We'll find out.
Boo boo kaka.
The Lake House. Keanu Reeves.
Batman! Back in the news. Robert Pattinson in the Batman movie that's coming out later this year. I don't know why you do that every time. What are you gonna do? You wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Batman. Batman! Anyway, Robert Pattinson was spotted on set, but it wasn't Robert Pattinson. It was a much more handsome man with bones and thick skin, working out, muscle, a stuntman. His Batsuit was revealed, and he had a Batman motorcycle. A Batman motorcycle, Michael! You're rich! Why do you need a Batman motorcycle? Just get an Uber! Have your old ass man Affleck drive you around, for God's sake!
And the next piece of news.
Holy bat attack!
Rachel!
Robert Pattinson! Yay!
Pattinson.
Guys, by the way, I did read... I'm okay with Robert Pattinson being Batman. I'm actually excited for it, but I did read this thing that was pretty funny. It was like, he's the worst vampire ever. It took him this long to turn into a bat. It's like, yes, it did.
That's pretty fucking
yes,
funny.
It did. So Robert Pattinson, there were some leaked photos that popped up showing the new Batman suit. It's not... By the way, so everybody gets this clear, it's not the actual probable suit that they're going to use in the movie when it's got that nice like a cinematic sheen to it. It's the stunt suit, but it looks fucking good, dude. Like like even the stunt suit looked good. It looks cobbled together. It looks like something that Batman would put in his garage with poor old Alfred like listening to "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend" and having it put together. And like, dude, the cowl looks good. It looks real like fucking buff. Like it looks like as soon as I saw it, I thought of the best soundtrack. He's like, put yourself to the test, be the best of the best. I don't know, and he's on a warpath, dude. And
There is no choice.
He's got a Batman cycle.
Actually, and okay, so people are shitting all over this, but like you said, man, something you have to remember of this, and we'll put up the pictures and stuff right here while we're talking, but I saw people online just going, like, railing against this, talking about how shitty it looked and whatever, and a lot of it comes from, like, look, a lot of people are saying, and I understand a little bit, but a lot of people are saying,
late.
but a lot of people are saying, look, Batfleck's costume was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
We went from this to this.
It looks good.
But you have to realize, guys, this is year 1, year 2, something like that.
It's like, yeah.
It's him in his beginnings. That Batfleck was, he already had his shit together. He'd already
established.
I seen some shit. I got underwear.
Yeah, and
on the outside of my suit.
Not just that, not only, and it wasn't Robert Pattinson in at least most of the photos that you saw. It was a stunt actor who, by the way, looked nothing like Robert Pattinson.
No.
He looked closer to Ben Affleck than he did, but
he needs to get those bat brakes checked.
like you said,
He fucking fell hard, too.
Dude, okay, real quick, since you mentioned that, we got to talk about that.
Man, I was so embarrassing.
The video, man, when he's riding, and you see a video, and he's riding with a supposedly Catwoman, I'm guessing, but he's riding, and you see, because it's raining, and they're in Wales or whatever, and the tire starts to slip, and it's like, oh fuck, and then the next minute, he tries to stop, and he fucking slides out and falls over, and the camera just cuts off. It's fucking hilarious.
That reminds me of somebody that was like, I've only had 4 beers, not a big deal.
It's like, oh shit! It's like someone was shouting while I was riding the bike across. They're like, "Hey, what's the difference between me and you?" He's like, "I'm not wearing brake pads."
It's the funny thing is, especially the fact that the goddamn camera guy was like right there, and he was like, "Oh," like
you saw it coming.
I was like, "Why is that?" Because he was like zooming in on that shit. Like I got up, I was like, "Bitch, can you please delete that?"
Alfred, I don't have any brakes.
I got a Stepney.
Alfred, Stepney.
Yeah, it's funny, but he's a stunt guy. Accidents happen. It wasn't thankfully a bad thing, but it was funny.
Matt Reeves should have ran over and be like, "Why do we fall?"
To get better tires.
It should be a fucking Goodyear commercial.
Yeah, it should be. But yeah. By the way, I also. Again, the whole people getting mad, the fact that the costume looks the way that it does, and then they're comparing it to the Batfleck thing. It looks more like again, I think we talked about this in the last episode. I don't remember, but Batman in this stage of his crime fighting career is still unsure about, you know, his own abilities. So it's going to be a lot more armored. He's not more secure. He's not exactly, I can't take a knife fucking, you know, if a guy's got, what if he shot me in the face? Like shit like that. Like he doesn't want to do that kind of stuff. So he's going to be more protected and go out on the street until he learns maybe more to be more comfortable. Then he wants more movement. Like again, and it goes back to the Arkham Origins video game that came out where he's fucking literally armored up. Like, and it was his first year. It was his first time out, and so he's got like more of a maybe a confidence issue. I mean, the first time you get in the bed, you're not gonna fucking be knowing what you're doing.
Well, dude, look at okay, so look at Casino Royale. One of the fucking coolest things about James Bond's Casino Royale is that he was still new to it. He got his ass kicked.
He was 006.
he was fucking up a lot. He was getting his ass kicked.
He didn't have his 00s.
It was rough. It was gruff. He wasn't as smooth to it. Now, Batman Begins did this a little bit, but a lot of that was done training with Ra's al Ghul. Death does not wait. You know, a lot of that was done outside of the field of action.
Right.
What would be cool to see is a Batman who's going out there trying to fight villains, and he's kind of getting his ass kicked a little bit. He's not got the suit all the way together. It doesn't look all the way put together. We haven't actually seen that much of that, and I don't know if they're going to go with that or not. But again, I want to mention and reiterate something you said. A, this is shot during the day.
Yep.
So you almost never see Batman during the day, number one. Number two, we don't even know if they're actually filming the movie during this scene. They could literally just be doing test shots to see what the bat cycle looks like and what that shit looks like, and doing that. It could have that. They could have not been filming the movie at all.
Or it might be something that's cut. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, well, yeah, and then Ben Affleck himself had said how badly that fucking Batsuit looked when he got dressed up for his kid's birthday party, and he's standing in the bright sun of a noon sun in the backyard, and it's fucking, you dress as Batman, dude. It doesn't matter.
It was at his kid's party, right?
Yeah, it was his kid's birthday party. As cool as it looks on screen, I mean, if you're standing out in the middle of the fucking blazing sun, you're like, fuck ha! It doesn't look that fucking good. You look like a Power Ranger. But nonetheless, I think it looks great. The only thing that maybe criticism that or just what I personally had wanted was, maybe it's just me, I just want the old days back. I want the fucking like bat ears to be higher. Like I want them to be taller. Like
that's the one thing I noticed is that the helmet, and a lot of people were complaining about that with the ears and the helmet. It did kind of look kind of funky.
Like yeah, it's like
a little bit.
It was like I asked for a 4. Motherfucker, you gave me a 1.
Like when you go
at the
bowling
barbershop
and they're busy and you can't find the right ball.
Yeah, it's like I look like a potato. But yeah, well, I just want the fucking tall wings.
Well, you know what,
the tall ears. Like I want the Tim Burton fucking tall ears.
Dude, he kind of the helmet that he was wearing kind of looked like this one. Like remember when he crashes into the jet ski? Fly, fat ass, fly.
I think
it almost looked like that.
And it's fine. Like I mean, it's not bad. Like I know people like the shorter ears, and that's cool. I just thought it'd be cool to have they're more intimidating to me. It's like you got those spikes coming at you. What if they went in your butthole?
The chest. And again, that could just be his motorcycle helmet.
Oh, also, dude, I don't want that to have it. I don't want him to switch shit out. Like he's like, oh, I gotta take my motorcycle helmet on.
Oh, by the way, the motorcycle was very, very, very. And if this is gonna be in the early stages of Batman, that makes sense. But the motorcycle was very, very skimmed down. Literally, it looked just like a black motorcycle, and he just put like 2 hooks on the front.
Yeah,
of it.
I didn't.
But I kind of. It's not special. It's not like okay. But for instance, Batman Forever. Did you see that fucking Batmobile where it like had the slits in it and it was glowing and shit? That Batmobile was dope as fuck. And look at some of the shit you got in that.
That motherfucker saying like I can kick your ass and go clubbing the same night.
But like it literally looked like you just took a motorcycle and you put the bat thing on the front of it. But at the same time, I gotta admit, I think it looked kind of cool. But it's stupid because if you wreck though, you're just gonna land on those spikes and kill yourself.
I don't know. I was just thinking, like, why do you need I know what I get it, the bat cycle, I get it, but why the fuck you gotta put a goddamn? Why you gotta advertise yourself like that? It's like you're a fucking startup company and you're like, I want people to know that when I'm on a motorcycle, it's about branding. It reminded me of Adam West. The bat cycle. Does the motherfucker have shark repellent?
I still kind of liked it though. At the same time,
it's kind of cool, but it's like just drive a motorcycle. Well, you gotta be all flashy with it. But at the same time, I did read in the same article talking about the leaked photos of.
The motherfucker slid, fell down. I can't get over it, dude. I can't get it out of my head.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry, go on.
But in the same article, there was mention about how much more unadorned the suit is and much more basic than in the article it said the Christopher Nolan Batman suit, where it looked more adorned, I guess. And so, like, again, it more functional, but it had like some more designs on it, and like it just looked more like a Batsuit. I like that. I don't want the Matt Reeves Batman, and especially if it's a year one or when he's first starting out, I want because why would he? Like he would be putting shit together, he'd be cobbling it up and making it up as he goes and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And they did do that in Batman Begins. I do remember, you know, there was that scene, yes, and he was thinking about how to fucking make the suit. But again, see, that's where I love the Nolan series. Like Nolan's great, but I feel like it was being more telling, like what they're doing with the Matt Reeves, like the show that you know it's fucked up. You know, it's not going to look that good.
And again, I want to reiterate. I know that they did the start of stuff with Batman Begins, and they did it really well. Like when he had to,
you should watch your footing.
He had to change the suit up because of dogs, because of this or that. I realize that stuff, but I'm talking about Batman fucking up in the field a little bit, like James Bond did in Casino Royale. I think we're going to get more of that. I'm just a pure fucking guess, but ultimately, again, I do see the flaws in the suit. It's not perfect looking. The flaws in the motorcycle. The idea of it is pretty amazing. I still love. I
just like armored Batman. I just like armored Batman.
Yeah, I like the stuff on the arms. I love the shoulders. The cowl is a little bit kind of funky looking, a little bit. But again, I want to reiterate, this shit was leaked. They literally could have just been like, hey, go get Bobby from down the street and put some of this stuff on film. I just want to see what it looks like. So they just went to a graveyard, which, by the way, it's pretty fucking dope and goth as shit to have Batman driving around on a motorcycle in a graveyard. Like, that's some fucking goth shit.
Visit my parents. But here's also, by the way, what was related to the Batman thing? It's not...
the Ben Affleck stuff.
Yeah, I was going to... Well, we could talk about that, too. The Ben Affleck thing... he recently came out in an interview and they were asking him about why he decided ultimately to leave the Batman role and what happened with the script that he had wrote that everybody was really pumped and excited about. Pretty much what he says, you know, Ben Affleck has been going through substance abuse problems for a while, especially with, you know, in the article mentions that the Jennifer Garner, the divorce that was happening in the public eye and all that good stuff, and he's admitted he's an alcoholic. Like that's what he is. And he said, but ultimately he lost passion for the role. Like, look, the thing is, and we're all Batman fans. Like everybody loves fucking Batman. Everybody loves their heroes from when they were kids. But sometimes, and I include us, we are brutally fucking assholes to these people. I mean, they're human beings, and that's a huge burden to put on somebody. And I think Ben Affleck was an amazing Batman, like fucking one of the best I've ever seen in my life. But you put too much unnecessary pressure on him, and like it's like, hey, I can't do this. Like I just can't do this. And the thing is, and he recognizes that Justice League was a kind of fucked up movie. Like, and why wouldn't it be? And you have two fucking directors have two different visions, and you're pulling, and you have this alcohol problem that you're dealing with, and then all this other bullshit, and then you're reading tweets and you're all the comments, and that's the thing. You probably think like, well, they don't care about them because people, you know, they're huge celebrities, but that role is so massive, it means so much to so many people. Of course he was looking at it. Of course it was fucking affecting him. I mean, you could clearly see that in his interviews. So he said he had to walk away from it because of how badly it was affecting him. Yeah. And I do like the quote that he said. He said he had this script and he thought it was good and he liked it, but he showed it to a friend. He's like, "Man, you're gonna relapse if you make this. You're gonna drink yourself to death.
Yeah,
you're gonna drink yourself to death. Walk the fuck away from it." And he did the smart thing. Yeah. And again, I think ultimately when you look at it, if you're not passionate about it and it may put you in a position that you don't want to be in, where you could relapse into something that's terrible, walk the fuck away. And that's what and that's good for him. That makes Ben Affleck more like Batman in real life than fucking Batman.
Fuck yeah, well said, man. I totally agree with that. And I think that's the thing is like, not only is he already Ben Affleck, he's one of the biggest stars in the world, but when you're doing Batman, just look at the response to that little test footage we got. Yeah. Some people going fucking crazy on it. Like, you're Batman, you got all the shit going on in your life, and you're playing one of the most notable roles of all time, and everything you fucking do is under a microscope, and if it sucks, people are just never gonna not mention that to you for the rest of your life. The amount of pressure that he has to be under, and I loved one of the quotes he said when he was talking about if you're a compulsive person. He was like, if you're a compulsive person and you have alcoholic tendencies, I respect the shit out of him for the entire thing. And look at what he's doing with this movie. Have you guys seen the trailer for The Way Back?
Dude, yes, I was going to bring that up, and because you can see his own pain that's literally injected into that movie. Because I only saw an extended part of it just recently, but he's an alcoholic in that too. Yeah. And he has to pick himself up. And I love that. Like, you only get a brief. I'm fucking on day one want to see that movie, because he's like, they don't respect you until they've been there, until they know what you're going through, and you've been. Dude, I'm telling you, that movie's going to be a fucking sleeper hit. I'm telling you. I showed
that to Katie. I can't even watch that trailer without crying.
It's fucking amazing.
Just from the fucking trailer, man. But look what he's doing. Now, instead of doing that, he's doing something that that he's really passionate about, that speaks to him, that's got to be cathartic in a way from him.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about these people like we know them or get really, in all honesty, like none of this is anyone's fucking business. But he recognizes it, and instead of hiding from it, he's going out and saying, and he's honestly an inspiration to tons of people. Imagine how many people are dealing with that, and they're like, fuck, I mean, look at Ben Affleck, it's fucking Batman that's dealing with this too, and he's open with it and he's talking about it like, you know, it's a fucking disease and it's horrible and it's a terrible thing. And fuck, I just want to say this real quick, because I doubt many people watching this video are even like that, because y'all are fucking cool, but the fucking people that are making fun of him for it and shitting on him for him can suck a fucking dick.
Big old
You're
fat
a
one.
piece of shit.
And put it in your ear.
And I hope you hate every fucking Batman movie you see for the rest of your life, because you don't deserve fucking Batman, because that's exactly not what it's about. But
You know, it's not Batman. That's the thing. Yeah, and just tag team on a little bit of what you were saying at the very end, because I don't want to talk about it forever, but the fact is, you imagine how hard that is. I mean, to give up a character like fucking Batman. You know what I mean? Like, it's Batman. It's every kid's dream to be Batman or something, or to play that part at some point, and then have to be giving it up. Not only from, you know, fan abuse, because I'm sure he suffered enough of fan abuse. I mean,
especially after Justice League.
Ungodly.
Which wasn't his fault.
Ungodly amounts. Yeah, that was fucking your toy boy Joss Whedon fucking Bret Michaels bullshit that he was doing. Anyway, I still like Joss. It's okay. But it was also the fact that he was suffering from an illness that he knew that if he kept doing this, it was going to be worse for him. So he was like, I got to step out of the spotlight. I got to do my own thing. And I'm not interested in playing anymore. So he's like, I'm going to give it up. And to another actor that wants the part bad, you got to be hungry. It's like fucking Rocky. You got to be hungry for it. I mean, he wanted to be hungry, and he's not that guy anymore. And he also gave Robert Pattinson, you know, he's a great actor. He's going to do well with the role. So that's awesome of him.
And not just that, dude. He didn't just like walk away from it. He didn't just go, okay, Justice League. Rotten Tomatoes didn't like Justice League, so fuck it, I quit.
Yeah.
He held on to it, man, and you could tell that it meant something to him, because he wrote the fucking script.
Yeah.
He got all the way through the script, and first he said, okay, I'm just not going to play Batman. I'm going to direct it. Like, he tried to give it a little bit, and he tried to cut off a little bit. He tried to do as much as he could. You could tell he held on to it for as long as he can before he just realized, like what his friend said, like, this is bad for me. I have to walk away. And just massitive fucking respect to you.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
that's amazing.
We're not butt lickers of the Affleck fashionable male at all, even though I would totally shop there. But if he was manager, but it's really respectful. You know, when you see somebody like you got to give them props. You got to give them respect for that, because it's hard to walk away from something you put a lot of passion and energy into, especially if you wrote a script. And I'm sure there was a lot of pre-production planning, and all this stuff was going, you know, his way. And then he's like, look, I gotta leave, or I'm gonna die. I mean, that's just the way it works. I mean, I'm gonna drink myself till I fucking have no liver, or my heart's gonna stop, or some bullshit like that, and I don't want to go out like that. So I gotta respect it. The last thing I wanted to say, moving off from the heavy shits, and lifting it up a little bit from, I don't know if you knew about this. Well, we knew about this. There was a recent article, or I think it was a tweet. A lot of people are tweeting out and talking about the Joker, not Joaquin Phoenix Joker, but who they want to be their next incarnation of the Joker, because of the Matt Reeves movie coming out. You know, Matt Reeves, the Batman's going to have quite a few villains in it. They were talking about William Dafoe as Joker, as their next incarnation. And I got to be honest, and that's what the article that it's not a very long article, but just briefly talking about it, was that William Dafoe would be a great fit as the Joker. He's got the crazy look. He's able to bring a maniacal kind of sense to the role if he got it. And unfortunately, we're probably never going to see Joaquin Phoenix's Joker in the Matt Reeves Batman's universe. I would love to see that. I think the Matt Reeves Batman universe would be perfect for Joker, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. But if you're going to pick one, William Dafoe is probably number one with the bullet hole.
Dude, look at all the fan art that's coming out over the years. I think
he looks like
for it. The only thing I'd be worried about is that I'm just going to see fucking Green Goblin the entire time. You know? Just a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's true, but William Dafoe had said, he was talking about the 89 Batman movie, and he's like, you know, they approached me at some point for the 89 Batman Joker.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't like a big deal. Like, they didn't give him the script. They had just said, one of the guys that were working on the movie is like, you know, you have a really the bone structure of your face and the way you smile would actually look like what they were, going to go for. He said ultimately they didn't offer him the role. It went to Jack Nicholson, but he was approached as Joker in the 80s.
That's crazy.
And honestly, yeah, dude, somebody was like, this is what somebody, I was like, dude, that could fucking happen. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, at some point, Joker's going to be in the Batman movie, in the Robert Pattinson Batman, because you got to have him at some point. They've already got a great list of great villains to harass Batman's butthole, but at the same time, they know that Joker is the guy that everybody's going to be wanting to have him face off against this new Batman. Now, this was one guy was saying, is like, how about at the end of the Matt Reeves, the Batman, credits roll, you have a bonus ending, and you see William Dafoe cast as the Joker sitting in a cell laughing at Arkham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what if Matt Reeves had already cast him just as secret?
Yeah. But, I mean, I also think, though, I hate to say this, but I think Willem Dafoe would have been the perfect Joker to Ben Affleck's Batman vs. Superman.
He would have been great, too.
Because he's older, and like, that Batman version was older, so that would have fit perfectly, where this one's a little bit younger and starting out. Willem Dafoe might be, the only thing you might say against him is maybe a little bit old, like you could see it, you know, underneath the makeup or whatever.
My testicles touch the water when I take a poop, and what if I flush them?
Feel it in my plums.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe. But I'm just saying, it was cool. The idea that, you know, the fact that it's possible that we could have some secrecy in there, and like maybe he would be cast.
Cool.
But at the same time,
a little too marvelous for me.
Yeah,
like
also,
having him laughing in his like as an extra scene. Like, I want to go away from that shit.
Well, they also kind of already did it, and I don't want this movie to be a Nolan. I want it to be its own thing. Nolan did it at the end of Batman Begins when they gave him the card and it was Joker.
Yeah, and also they didn't do it with Joker, but they did it at the end of Batman vs Superman when Lex Luthor was in the jail cell.
Yeah. I mean, specifically though, the Joker, literally the thing when he was talking to Gordon and he gives him the card and it's Joker.
Yeah.
It's literally the same thing. So I wouldn't want that. But yeah, it'd be cool to William Dafoe being Joker. And anyway, the only reason why I brought it up is it was mentioned in conjunction with that article. So
that's your bat news. Bat nipples.
Bat sighting.
Correct.
Yeah, they are.
Bing, bing. Turkey's done.
You can get milk off those.
It's stupid, Mike. Goddamn force powers, idiots. Star Wars! Wars of the Stars. I thought it was Star Trek. Captain Kirk, based on your fucking mask. Those are for later! Well, I got the red one. My goddamn Schwartz broke! What?
So that concludes our top story. Just a couple little news.
And her name was Cassandra.
No Stairway to Heaven.
Oh,
denied.
Bogus.
So, Star Wars. There's Star Wars news, man. There's a little bit of Star Wars news.
Why not?
They are developing a new Star Wars property.
Oh, I thought you were going to a little bit of Star Wars news. They're actually developing a good movie.
I can't say that. I still haven't seen the new one.
It's all right.
The Last Airwalker.
By the way, I will say, before you get into that
it's a shoe.
The news who's, do you know, this is true, that Jon Favreau, you know, he's working on The Mandalorian with another guy, I can't remember his name. Apparently, they fucking booted or barred Kathleen Kennedy from being on the set.
No shit.
Yeah, they were like, you're not up on here, bitch. You ain't got nothing to do with season 2. Like, she was in there for season 1, but they're like, no, we're going to do our own thing. We don't want Kathleen Kennedy on it. And also, I don't know, it's picking up steam. They're thinking it's going to happen. George Lucas is coming back to direct a movie.
That's a straight rumor, though, right?
But I said it's picking up steam. I mean, there obviously is no concrete thing, but there's a lot of rumors and a lot of people are pointing to the fact that, yes, George Lucas is open or interested in the idea, and I think he might. I mean, because they said he's been hanging around on the Mandalorian set when they did season 1 with Jon Favreau, and he had like a whole sequel trilogy and all this stuff. Kathleen Kennedy has fucking nuked the shit out of the property of Disney. Like, the Star Wars Disney.
Yeah.
Anyway. But,
I mean, that'd be crazy. It'd be like, okay, fans, what do you want? Because a bunch of people were like, get George Lucas off of it after the prequels. But now, after they've had this, like, retail version of Star Wars come out, everybody's probably like, I don't know, maybe George Lucas should come back, man.
Yeah, so what? We got Jar Jar Binks, but I don't want American West and Star Wars bullshit.
That's a question for you guys down below. Given the last trilogy and the Solos and Rogue One, I did like
Rogue One was awesome.
And I like.
And Solo was not even that terrible of a movie.
I didn't even care enough to watch it, which is crazy. And that's the thing. I think that speaks to, just from my perspective, that speaks to Star Wars and where it is as a whole. The fact that I would not, and I've never been a huge Star Wars fan, but I've always been from afar, like, geeked to see the movies.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't even go see this last one in the theater.
I finally got to watch it. The thing about Solo is that Solo literally lost money. It's a fucking Star Wars movie, and you flopped the movie. It's Star Wars. Like, how do you do that?
Not even that one. I'm just saying, like, the last part of the big trilogy, The Last Skywalker, I didn't even go see it in the theater, which is crazy. crazy to me that I didn't even have that much. Like, I want to see it, but I just didn't even care enough to go to the theater. But that's a question for you guys down below. Given the transgressions of the past few years, would you like to see George Lucas come back to do another movie, or do you still want him to stay away?
I'd be okay with it.
I'd be interested in seeing him do it. I like a comeback story.
Give that man a purple lightsaber. I would like to see what he did. Like, I mean, I really would. I mean, especially now that he's seen what the stumbles that they've made.
Yeah.
To have a guy to bring it, I think he could. I mean, the fact that he would be able to do a trilogy with George Lucas directed and writing it, I think that would be enough to get people to be like,
I don't think you want to give him a trilogy though, because he's a little bit wish-washy. Like,
no, he would do the trilogy, but I think
maybe he does one and then he gets tired.
No, he would write them all. I mean, he gave Ivan Kershner in Empire Strikes Back,
but he was sick. So like,
yeah, he had a heart attack almost after the first one, but then he did Return of the Jedi. But either way, yeah, I mean, he's the only guy. You can say what you want about the prequel trilogy. I mean, I liked Revenge of the Sith. A lot of people fucking hated it. I get why you hated it, but I liked it. Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace were pretty much garbage except for Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan.
Darth Maul was dope as fuck.
I know he was great. Got the double-bladed. But also, but the thing about those movies are at least they had a congealed kind of feel to them. They felt like an actual storyline. Versus the new Disney-led Star Wars trilogy.
But maybe that speaks more to studio involvement in Disney than it does.
It just feels like a broken-up piece of garbage that they don't know how to fit together because they don't really fit together. The Last Jedi and versus like The Force Awakens don't really have. They're all over the place.
They're trying to pan to fans too much. Like they're trying to. It's the Marvel DC conversation. DC for a while was trying to pander to fans and do what Rotten Tomatoes wanted them to do rather than do an art of their own.
I'd rather than pander to us though. I hated The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi was fucking garbage, bullshit, horseshit stuff.
Well, we liked it okay at first though.
I know, and then once you go back and watch how much how they disrespected the Skywalker thing. Come on.
But anyway. the actual news that has come out is that they are doing a new Star Wars property, and it's going to be directed by the dude who did a movie called Slate, which I didn't see, or Slight, I don't know how you say it exactly.
Slate.
And the writer from the Luke Cage series. The only thing is that they haven't said whether or not is this going to be a Disney Plus series or is this actually a film. And given the fact that like this director has one sort of well-known movie behind his credit, and the other guy did a TV series before,
and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Another TV series, I'm going to be willing to bet that they're giving them a TV series on Disney Plus and not an actual movie. That's just, if you're a betting man, that's what I would bet on.
I would imagine, well, because Bob Iger in the same article points out the fact that they think that they flooded the market way too much.
They did.
And they did. And he's like, pretty much TV is where it's at right now for the Star Wars property, which is a total smart business move because The Mandalorian is like a great show and it's doing really well on the small screen versus the big screen where there's a lot of things that could go wrong. There's a lot more things that they have to do for it.
Under pressure.
It causes, Bohemian Rhapsody could also pick up in there. That just reminded me of like another meme I saw. It was like, do you work well under pressure? And he's like, no, but I could do Bohemian Rhapsody.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's funny. But silver screen kind of adaptations of Star Wars at this point with what they've done with everything else. I think the TV show is where they're going to go. I mean, for sure. I mean, what I want to see and what I think would fucking totally fucking redeem yourself here is either do one of two things. Either make a Knights of the Old Republic on a Disney Plus.
I think people want that.
Or a movie. And I'm telling you why. You said it 1,000 years before the fucking bullshit, Star Wars and Emperor Palpatine and Luke Skywalker. You said it 1,000 years before that. You show the Jedi Civil War. You show brand new characters. You create a new universe within that. Dude, it would be so fantastical fucking yes. I want it in my sack all the time. But Disney Plus.
You take it and you put it in his sack.
It's going to feel good.
Let him hold it in his satchel page.
Might be an operation, but either way, it would be that's what you got to do. Like, I mean, and if this is the unnamed property, what if it is not KOTOR? What if it's something like that? And putting it on Disney Plus is a smart ass move. Like
Balzinis, enjoy.
That's for you.
Something that actually gets me really fucking tight in the tank is wrestling news.
What's going on there?
Motherfucking wrestling news. This is crazy. So you know The Fiend, right? Mm-hmm. Really exciting stuff going on with The Fiend. It's one of the coolest wrestlers going on
today. He looks like the guy that my ex-wife fucking cheated on me with.
It does!
Fat Fred Durst. I do like The Fiend, though. He's cool.
Yeah, it's badass, man. I love him. That match he did at the last wrestling thing, the Royal Rumble, was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. It's really exciting. It's an exciting thing for wrestling. He's a really cool character, but right after
He just looks like a upscale like suburbanite that gets mad when their fucking latte's not ready on time and he turns into the Fiend. Because remember, he's like he has his own separate personality.
Yeah.
He said, "Where's my mocha latte bullshit?
You spilled my mochaccino." Yeah, so the Fiend, Goldberg's come back now.
Ooh.
Goldberg, and he just did this
Breathe
interview
that
with
smoke.
Stone Cold Steve Austin that was just dope as shit. It was a fucking awesome interview, and it was really interesting. It was nice to see a personable side of Goldberg, because all we know of him is this unstoppable fucking spear force, you know, and he was so unstoppable during our years watching wrestling. But to hear him talk and about how he got into it and stuff was really cool, and added a whole nother layer to Goldberg. And his comeback a couple years ago was really cool, man. To see him come back after all that shit and be back in the ring again. But out of fucking nowhere, man, Goldberg's back, and his first fight is going to be against the Fiend.
It's gonna be awesome."
Is that too soon? Is that too much? Too soon?
No, dude, because I think that WWE missed a huge, like a huge opportunity with Goldberg when they absorbed WCW.
Yeah.
What they didn't do with him was that he was a phenomenal wrestler and everybody loved him. He had all this momentum going in to the WWE after the WCW was folded into him, that they could have. I think that a lot of people were saying like that bullshit match that he had in WrestleMania. I don't remember who it was, but they said they could have put him. They wanted him against the Undertaker.
It was the Undertaker.
Yeah, was that who it was against?
He fought the Undertaker and lost.
No, but there was somebody else. There was somebody else that the main event they said that he should have fought, and it would have been an amazing match because they were both on their fucking like the.
Oh, I know he fought Brock
pillars.
Lesnar.
It wasn't Brock Lesnar. I know it wasn't Brock Lesnar, but it was somebody, maybe The Rock. It was somebody like that. They were like, but it was his career was white hot at that point, and it put.
Oh, you're talking about old back in the day.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Undertaker. It was like a WrestleMania. It was some WrestleMania, and they said that instead, I think Hunter Hearst Helmsley fought him, Triple H, and it was a bullshit match. I don't remember. There was something they fucked up on the character of Goldberg. But he could have been like some mega star in the WWE.
But they didn't like him because he's from the WCW.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
it was
so-
pretty much us against them kind of mentality. But now him fighting the Fiend in the upcoming match, it's cool. I mean, but it's almost I want to see it for sure, but it almost feels like it's too little, too late.
Well,
you know what I mean? Because he's in great shape. Bill Goldberg is still Bill Goldberg.
Well, he's already come back a couple times. Though,
I know, but now it's like has your star kind of faded a little bit? Is your undies a little bit pinker?
What's crazy to me is they're going to bring him back out of nowhere, and his first match is going to be against the Fiend. So I don't think this is going to be a longevity situation. I think he's going to come back for one match. So it's like, what are you going to do? Like, who's going to win? Because the Fiend's up and coming. Fiend's up and coming. He's got the belt, right? He's got that crazy fucking looking belt or whatever.
He's going to spear him so hard he's going to make these multiple personalities win.
I don't know. The only thing I can imagine that Vince McMahon's going to do is that they're going to have Goldberg come in and get dismantled by the Fiend to add lore to the Fiend's career, to push him up to even further, make him a little bit more scary, a little bit more unstoppable. But it surprised me that Goldberg would come back just to do that. So I'm fascinated with this. I cannot wait to see this match, and it's actually happening on a Thursday. It's next Thursday, February the 27th at the
pay-per-view?
27th at the Super Showdown. I think so. It's one of the ones that they're doing.
How much does it cost?
I don't know, but with the monthly thing, it's $9.99 a month, and you can watch all the pay-per-views. That's what I've been doing. We should watch that shit.
I gotta get that.
We should actually live stream watch that. That would be fun as fuck. But anyways, Goldberg's fighting the Fiend. I'm excited as shit. How do you guys feel about that? Because again, we're very casual wrestling fans. I watched just over the past couple months. I've been watching just the pay-per-views. But I've been having a fucking great time with it. I just don't have enough time to watch like the NXT and all that shit or AEW yet. Haven't had a chance to get into that. But the fact that they're bringing out Goldberg to fight the Fiend, who's like really fucking rising and is like one of the major stars, I just don't know what you're gonna do with that. It's crazy.
I usually watch the ABA.
Yeah, American
Basketball Association.
So the last piece of news we have to talk about really quick is Wrong Turn 6.
Get the fuck out of here.
The Foundation.
Pick your ass up off the couch and move away from the goddamn screen. I don't.
Well, listen though.
This
actually, I give this. So here's the backstory between us and this. We just a couple months ago did a show we call Man vs. Movie.
So bad.
Where we watch the entire franchise in one sitting in one day and then do reviews after it. All the commentaries.
Someone so much forgot.
Don't touch my spaghetti.
That's how you felt when you left.
But yeah, what we did was we sat down and in one day we watched all 5 Wrong Turn movies in one day, and then we did reviews
We
of
looked
them
like
afterwards.
Reagan from The Exorcist when it was over.
Bad.
It was fucking
It was
awful.
bad. But we put all those commentaries, by the way, are on our Patreon in the link below if you guys want to listen to those. And we did a video on it, just watching us deteriorate through the day and
so
get
bad.
more pissed. I drank some Bloody Berries. It was a crazy day. But when they announced this, everybody was like, "Oh shit, guys! I know you fucking hate this," and I did at the time. But but here's the thing.
No.
Our buddy Michael White.
Michael White.
Is actually friends with the director of this, Mike Nelson, who was the director of the movie we just reviewed, The Domestics. He's the guy who's actually doing this.
Sweet.
Our other buddy, Damien Maffei, is going to be in the movie as well, from Strangers Pray at Night 2 and from Haunt, is going to be in it as well. And it's a reboot.
He's a great guy, but he seems like he never talks when he has that mask on. But it's weird. He's a stranger to us.
It's interesting because it's called The Foundation, and it's a reboot. And apparently, what we're being told is that they did a test screening for it, and the test screening was wildly successful, much like the Halloween.
What's it called, though?
The Foundation.
So it's not. So there's no like number.
It's no. It's a reboot.
Oh, it's okay.
It's a reboot. So that gives you a little bit of hope because you can kind of go back to the beginning, and it's written by the guy who did the first one. So you're going back to that. Plus, the guy who did The Domestics was a really underrated film.
It was a great movie, yeah.
And the fact that the test screenings are really positive, now I'm a little bit excited in my Ganges, and I want to watch it. How do you feel?
It's like watching a volcano erupt and you were like underneath
You're
of it.
still
like,
scarred?
Like in Pompeii. Like you were in Pompeii and you didn't get like fucking turned to ash, but now that it's cooled off, you're like, you can come back in here. It's not active anymore. You're like, I don't trust you. I don't know if it's true or not, but yeah, okay. Look, The Domestics was a great movie. Like it actually was very underrated, and it was well written. It was tight. It was solid. But God,
Still hurt.
I'm tired of making wrong turns.
There's just too much.
I'm tired of making wrong turns in my life. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a chance because the guys you mentioned that's working on it, that at least gives me some kind of hope for it. And I'm not saying that Wrong Turn, the series, like some people love it, and that's great.
A couple of movies were good.
Yeah, you can love whatever you want. I mean,
High titty counts.
Yeah, a lot of boobies.
We counted the boobies as we went through the movies, by the way. We had a boobie counter at the bottom that just every time it's those titties, it pops up.
We should have had like areola. But yeah, it's
areola alert. It goes to everyone's phones in the area when someone takes off their top.
So you guys can like whatever you want to like, and like I said, there are genuine people that love the series, and love it for what it is. But I just, god damn, it's. I don't know what to say. It's Wrong Turn,
It's
man.
like Lost. It's like, we've got to go back to the island, Jack.
I'm not going back. She's dead. Leave her alone. I feel like.
What's in the hatch? The goddamn hatch.
I feel like Jeff Goldblum when he's like injured in Jurassic Park. He's hanging out in the fucking back. And he's like, It's like, play God.
But hey,
you gotta play God.
They did a test screening for it, and it's not on the level of Halloween, so maybe not everybody's talking about it. But again, the news is apparently test screwing.
Screws.
The
Everybody had sex. It was an orgy.
The test screenings were wildly successful, so that's a little bit of hope. Plus, if you get a chance to check out The Domestics, that director has some chops. That guy's got a future, so.
Cool. Nice. Yeah. That's how you get it rolling.
Next up, we got movie reviews.
Goldberg, Bill versus the Fiend. You know what I say? Michael, Bill Goldberg is taking on the Fiend next Thursday. Come here. Michael, come here. Listen. Go look. Mike. This is why I like to watch. Goddamn, I hope you're tired of it.
So, new movies that have come out this week. New movie reviews that Jay didn't fucking see. He's a piece of shit. I hope that he eats spaghetti and it's bad.
I didn't care.
Honestly, I can't even blame you that much. But
Dude, I know.
You gotta go see The Invisible Man next week.
Oh yeah, I mean, I want to see that.
But yeah, so
how am I gonna see it if he's invisible?
fucking shut up.
Fuck.
God damn it. I left the fridge open. Shit. Katie, will you close the fridge? Yeah. Thanks, honey.
We're gonna sit here awkwardly and stare at the camera until it's done.
About goddamn time!
Done.
Make me some meatloaf!
Turkey sandwiches.
I'm sorry. I love you.
In the cooler.
You. Okay, so Brahms. Time to review the new Brahms sandwich.
Fuck yeah, candy.
It's got the meat sweats.
It's also got candy.
Brahms the boy to...
Was Michael Jackson in this?
No, but... Okay. Shit fuck, man. This fucking movie, let me tell you something. So I had never seen The Boy. I watched it that afternoon before I went to go see this movie. And The Boy I found...
Well, thank God you got rid of your ice cream truck. You don't want to see The Boy.
Stop!
Oh.
We'll talk about that movie when we get to the section of the show called what we watched this week.
Section.
But I love the ending of it. The surprise ending of that movie lends itself to me to if you wanted to go into a pure slasher sequel territory, that would have been dope because I really like what happened at the end of that movie. I thought that the villain was fucking scary. I thought it was really great. And to me, the perfect thing to do with The Boy 2 would have been to just have a straight up slasher sequel, get away from all the doll shit, and just follow up with what you had going with the end of The Boy. No, says I. That's not what they do here. And this is going to be a very hard movie to talk about without giving away spoilers, but I'll do my best, Jim.
I'm just gonna I don't care. Like I don't think anybody else does either. It's like honestly.
You wouldn't think, dude, because honestly, when I went to see it, I literally opening showing 7 p.m. Thursday night, went to see it, was the only person in the theater the entire time by myself, which I appreciate, but I can't wait, dude. I can't imagine what it's gonna be like when they're scanning through, calculating their ticket sales, and they go to the theater I was at, and they're like, "How many tickets did we sell?" It's like, one. We made $7.85 off this movie.
But
in Lexington.
he came everywhere in the theater by himself. He Pee Wee Herman the fuck out of it.
Could have if I wanted to.
The thing is, I'm not. Never mind. I'll talk about that later because I mean the boy. Oh no, I will say this. Again, I saw a quick little snapshot of it. I don't know if it's true or not, or if it's changed, but a 0% okay, from critics. And it was like a low 20-something% for audience score. That means people that are literally paid to go see a movie were like, fuck that. I'm gonna take I'm not gonna get paid this week because I would rather fucking, I don't know, shit out coals.
Honestly,
than go see that.
And I don't blame. It wasn't the worst movie I've seen. It may be the worst movie I've seen this year. Probably a little bit worse than The Grudge, which was previously the worst movie. It was an hour and 26 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like that. Felt like more like an hour and 45. But in this movie, you've got Katie Holmes and her husband and their son, and there's an attack on their house that happens at the beginning of the movie, and they decide, because they're both dealing with it emotionally, they decide to move out to the country. So where they move is they move into a guest house right behind the place where all the shit happened to the boy. He finds when they go out there, and the boy stopped talking after that.
Our goddamn leasing agent, just 21.
Just like in Us, the boy stops talking after the event. Yeah. And he finds the doll there. They bring the doll back, and all of a sudden, that's where I won't go into any spoilers there. Stuff starts to get weird with the doll. The whole thing with the first Boy movie is that you thought it was going to be a generic, stupid, haunted doll movie. Yeah. Which, by God, that fucking genre, it has to die! Let it die!
Oh, goddamn,
the evil has to die!
Have you not learned your lesson?
Let the evil doll genre fucking die! I know Annabelle's doing good, but Jesus Christ, there's no more room!
I'm going to argue one little extra point here, though. I'm going to go for the 3.
XFL.
I got 2 seconds left on the clock. I'm going for the 3. The new Chucky.
It was good, yeah, but that's Chucky, you know. Like, there's no room for new. It's like in Cable Guy when Matthew Broderick's trying to like break it to Jim Carrey, like in a nice way. He's like, I don't have any room in my life for a new friend right now.
It's true,
you know.
But also, I would also argue that Puppet Master was all right. The newer one,
but it's dead.
It was cheesy. Yeah,
they're making it straight to DVD.
Anyway, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm done with the doll conversation. That's what I'm trying to say. Overall, but I was interested in this because again, they could have gone slasher. They could have done something really, really cool with it. But you watch the trailers and you're like, wait a minute. When you watch the trailers, it doesn't make any sense. Did I fall asleep? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But the movie is bad because it's one of those movies where everything that happens, literally. And it even has multiple scenes in it. And I hate that it's been overdone so many times in movies where eventually someone goes, I'm going to get online and check this out. And then they do the Google scene, you know? Yeah. And they're like, oh my God. And they look at all the old newsreels and then they have the realization. And that's when they finally explain the plot to you.
Did it actually show Google though? Or was it like some made up word like Blue?
I don't remember. But
it was like Google.
Yeah, that's what they did in The Darkness of Kevin Bacon. They just made up some shit. But yeah, it was one of those movies where they lead you along and the doll's creepy and creepy shit keeps happening. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what's going on. There's a groundskeeper who seems kind of weird, who walks around with his gun all the time. They lead it up as a mystery, and nothing.
Is that Dick Cheney?
Fucking nothing.
Quill
fucking happens. Quill.
I don't even know what a fucking quill is.
But nothing happens for a long time in the movie. But you're thinking, okay, in the first movie they did this. They creeped it up a little bit. Nothing happened, and then they dropped the bomb on you, and it landed. And it landed pretty good. It's just a generic fucking horror movie for 80% of it, and then when they try to land it, they just disregard everything from the first movie. It like literally. I explained this.
They did the liar like saddle. Forget it, saddle.
In the arms of one man, 7. Yeah, whatever.
Saddle.
But I literally, my daughter watched, my 10-year-old watched The Boy with me before I went to go see this. She didn't go see The Boy 2 with me, but she watched it, and when I explained to her the plot and I gave her all the spoilers, she literally, on her own, as a 10-year-old, was like, that doesn't make any sense because this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. I'm like, it's amazing that my 10-year-old daughter can tell me why this fucking plot doesn't make any sense, but movie writers in Hollywood who are getting paid all this money can't. Literally.
Maybe she should be in charge. That's Aliens, Bill Paxton.
The movie doesn't make any fucking sense at all when you connect it to the first movie for like 17 different goddamn reasons.
Yeah.
They end up doing all the shit you thought the first movie was going to be. When you thought the first movie was just going to be a generic doll movie with a stupid twist, and they surprised you, this movie went back and they were like, we got you, we're gonna fuck it up, we're gonna fuck it all up, and we're gonna make it that shitty movie that you thought the first movie was gonna be. They totally ruined the ending of the first movie.
It sounds like a Valvoline oil change. It's like, hey, you're gonna change your oil, but you know that your tires are really bad right now, and also your filters are awful. Maybe upgrade a little bit and get something more. It's like, I don't have that kind of money. Of course you don't. That's why we're gonna give you this discount.
They tried to do like 18 different things at the same time.
Yeah.
It was like that scene in Talladega Nights where he sponsors his car so much that he has Fig Newtons on the windshield and he can't see anything when he's driving. They threw the horror kitchen sink at the end of this movie. They tried to reach from several different genres and throw in all this history and all this shit. And it all bogs down to, if the mom had Googled correctly the first time she Googled the situation, she could have found all the information she finds at the pivotal scene in the movie. But she waits till the end of the movie and she Googles it, and then she finds the history. And she realizes it all in 5 minutes, right as the climax is happening. And then there's one moment at the end of the film
That's
where,
right when the climax is happening, usually when a girl was like, I shouldn't be with this guy.
yeah, that's basically what, and that's a perfect analogy, because there is a climax in the movie that happens, and for a second you go, oh shit, here it is. They're gonna change things. Ooh. It's a comeback in the fourth quarter all of a sudden for just a second.
Rivers.
It felt for a moment, for like, and I mean it, like 2 minutes of the movie, that scene at the end of Hereditary where shit goes wild, and you're like, oh fuck.
That was insane.
There was a little bit of that going on for just a split second.
She banged her head on the ceiling?
No. But something happens and they go a completely different territory for a second, and you're like, oh fuck, that's actually really cool. But you know in the back of your head that like the rest of the movie makes so little sense that it's never actually going to land. And then 5 seconds later, they drop the cool act and they go right back to the dumb shit. There's literally one good scene in this movie, and it's freaky as fuck, and it makes no goddamn sense, but it's still cool looking, and almost says that doll had a butthole mouth. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. He had a black butthole as a mouth. But it's so cool for a second, and then they completely shit on it. And then the end of the movie goes early 2000s horror movie when they're trying to like lead it on to something else, and it's just awful. The movie's fucking terrible. The story was made by a drunk guy making an omelet in his kitchen at 3 a.m. Just throwing
had nothing
shit
to
in.
do.
And it's bad. I give it a 3.5 out of 10. Don't go see it. Maybe Redbox it if you're really interested.
How many jump scares were in it?
You know what? There's probably three jump scares in the movie.
Like hardcore jump scares?
One of them being the classic, oh, it was just the pet jump scare. One of them was a fucking dream sequence. There's like 3 or 4 things that happen, and you're like, oh shit, something's happening. No, says I. But it was a fucking dream sequence.
But no, like, turtle head pokes out of your butthole kind of fucking jump scare.
Honestly, there's the scene in the trailer.
Like you know, when you're in gym and you're doing the jumping jacks and you fart a little bit.
No, it got me, dude, because I was supremely chilled out again. I was alone in the theater.
Yeah.
I always sit in the row that's in front of the handicap section, so you have the rail,
right.
And I just put my legs up on the rail.
You farted?
And no, I didn't fart, but I was sitting there, and like honestly, like, and it's the scene from the trailer, but it happens, and I went, oh, and like kicked my leg out because it scared me because I was so comfortable.
Dude, I always hate those things. Well, I was thinking, like, I always call it the fart scared jump, because it's like, when you're like, you're totally not expecting it, and you didn't even know you had to fart. Like, you didn't even know there was any kind of thing brewing. You go, it's like, you know, especially, it always happens when you're on a date or something, or you're with your girl, and you fart, and it's not one of those like normal farts that'll go away, like that's just instant no smell. It's like always one of those hot farts that come out like it's like hot snakes. It comes out real quick. It's a screaming demon, and it comes out, and you're like, oh man, because you know it's gonna like be wafting.
I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. It's that thing, and your legs are kind of wide anyway, so it's really affecting everybody. That's what those jump scares I fucking hate, because those are effectively. I thought it might have 1 or 2 of those in it. Like,
no. 2 of the jump scares got me, and they ended up being completely pointless towards the movie, but they got me just because I was so relaxed.
So the movie sucks.
Because it was so boring. But yeah, the movie sucks. But the worst story I have about that, dude, is one time when I was in like 7th grade, I was playing basketball at my house with a couple friends, and the girl I liked was over, and she was just sitting in the grass watching us play basketball. And you know when you play sports in front of a girl that you like, you know, you want to do good or whatever. So I cross this dude over, I get around him, I go hard in the paint, and I go up, I laid in, but I was so excited when I jumped up, I let out a fart on accident, and I was like,
Shaquille O'Neal did that in the fucking finals.
I was like, what happened? I don't understand.
Dude, I still get like that. I was at work, and I was like, no, it's really happened, dude. This is like 2 days ago. I was at work, and I was clowning around and being an idiot or something. I don't know what I was making a joke about something, but I got really excited about, and I was laughing hard, and dude, it was loud. It was audible. It was like auditorium loud, and I know they heard it. There was like they were all girls in the pharmacy, and then I act like nothing happened. I was like, anyway, so you know, I was like, my first car was a Miata. Like I just tried to come up with something, and they were all like they.
You can tell they knew.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe not.
The guy 2B, he knows. No, get him and rape him.
The one tech didn't, but I definitely know that my manager did. Because it was loud as fuck, dude. And it was one of those like low rumbles.
You know you couldn't contain it, but you know your face went.
No,
when it came back,
dude. Because I got an extra hip in my step when I did it. I was like, like, it was like one of those cartoon things where you're like, ah! And then I start talking about something else to try to distract from the fact that I literally just farted. It was loud, and I didn't get it. But that's
what's your worst fart story? Comment down below.
We got plenty of those.
Most embarrassing. I shit my pants in 6th grade. That's the worst story.
I think when
save that for another day.
Oh yeah, we'll tell you those stories. There's plenty. Those happen all the time.
You don't want to know about it. That's for Patreons all. Yeah.
Let's go into.
Don't go see The Boy.
Also, in headlining news, Jason Blum says Lord of the Rings sucks Hobbit dick.
Next up, we have VFW. Now, this is for our friend Patrick. Appreciate you, man.
Cool guy.
Fucking awesome. And VFW, it's on demand right now. It's a straight-to-VOD horror movie that just came out, starring Stephen Lang from Turkey Based Central. Don't breathe.
Don't breathe.
He was the Turkey Based
guy.
guy.
Dude, Stephen Lang, dude. Not just that. Stephen Lang was also in Avatar as the main bad guy.
Movie.
And Ike in Tombstone.
He was Ike in Tombstone?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, shit.
Shut up, Ike.
Me.
Yeah, it's fucking Stephen Lang, dude. And also was up for a little while for the possibility of being Cable.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I would love to have him be Cable. Anyway, yeah, it's like The Expendables meets gory-tasticness.
Meets Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, it does definitely have the John Carpenter vibe going through the whole fucking thing. Dude, even the music is John Carpenter. Like, I mean, I know it's not John Carpenter, but it feels like John Carpenter. And when you watch it, it's like, damn, dude, this is... I'm kind of digging it. But it's John Carpenter-ish.
It's a straight up nod to Assaults on Precinct 13. Not only in the plot, which we'll get to, I'll let you explain the plot here in a second. But I just want to say the opening of the movie is literally, it's so hardcore John Carpenter because the credits take forever, and it's got that John Carpenter score. It's not him doing it, but it's a John Carpenter-ish score, and it's a slow opening credit sequence, and it's really cool. It's nice and nostalgic.
I thought that the opening credit sequence, did it remind you of Escape from New York or Escape from LA when they have like in 2016 and they have like the fucking the scrolls text
and Judge Dredd too.
And Judge Dredd, yeah, I was thinking the same. I was like, fuck, this is badass.
Yeah.
Woo! I want to watch this VFW, standing for very fine wieners. Woo! Anyway, so pretty much, I don't even know what year this takes place in. Like, honestly,
I can't remember.
It seems like timeless. It kind of feels. Is it the future?
They say in that opening scroll.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so there's this new drug on the street called hype, and everybody's hype. You know, it's run by Flavor Flav, the greatest hype man of all time, in association with Don King. So this new drug, it's an amphetamine.
Amphetamine.
And whatever.
I don't know if that's it or not.
It's something like that. It's a new form of drug.
Fuck you up, man.
It's a new form of drug. It's called hype. Everybody's hooked on it. It you know, makes them do crazy shit. There's a gang. Pretty much, they look like every fucking. They look like roadies that used to work for Van Halen. Like
it's like Special K.
They like leather jackets, and their bellies are hanging out. They got spikes on it, and they look like they haven't washed in 3 days. And
nice Return of the Living Dead type feel. Too.
It did. It looked like that. They look like John Travolta's old Grease days.
And it's cool because they hang out outside of a broken down movie theater.
Yeah. So they do. So they're, you know, those are the gangs, and there's one particular gang that has a specific set of skills. They have a giant portion of this hype, and these motherfuckers that are addicted to hype like what they do is that they're like worse than fucking crackheads. They're crackhead times 10.
Yo, got any of that hype?
They're Lou Ferrigno times 10. On the other side of this, contrasting it, is the character played by Stephen Lang, and I can't remember the one guy. I love him though.
William Sadler's in it.
No, not William Sadler.
Fred Williamson.
Fred Williamson.
Fucking dope.
Fucking Fred Williamson, dude. And you know, he's been in so many things, but what I always remember him and love him for is fucking Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
I love him in that movie, but he's in it as well. So these old
And
vets.
the bad guy from the Karate Kid's one of them too.
Yes, dude. Yeah, it was great too. So they're all vets from Vietnam, Korea. They have their bar. They're picking their friend up, where Stephen Lang is being picked up, picking up Fred Williamson and moving on to the bar that he owns, and they're going to be celebrating his birthday. What happens? Long story short, they get there. They're having some beers. They're talking some trash to each other. This one girl steals from the bad guys. She steals some hype. She's hyped herself, and she runs into the bar, and they get brought into this mess of goriness. Tastic stuff that goes on afterwards. Like that's pretty much. It's not an overly an intricate
Super
plot.
simple. They decide to protect the girl because she steals all this shit from this guy, all this money and all this hype from this badass fucking drug dealer dude.
When you say they stole all his hype, they stole his reputation.
You stole my hype, man.
You stole my reputation.
It's like when we make a video with someone makes the same video. Like, you stole my hype. You stole my Halloween Kills hype.
I'm gonna be blasting you on fucking Variety.com.
But yeah, and so they make a decision. They're like, you know, and it was really cool. A couple of moments that they had there where, you know, the bad guy from the Karate Kid was like, no, just give her back to him. That way they'll let us go. And they're like, no, she walked in here and she asked for our help, and it's our duty to help her.
Yeah.
So they decide to protect her. But basically, you've got this group of vets in this tiny VFW bar who, and we'll get to all that. They're awesome fucking guys.
They're all great,
hilarious. Yeah. But you definitely have the assault on Precinct 13 where the guy comes out and it's just like Dredd. He comes out and he gets on his intercom or whatever, and he's like, she just stole this from me. He was like, whoever finds her and kills her will get a lifetime supply or whatever, a huge supply of this drug. So all these junkies are coming out of the woodworks, and there's like hundreds of these
they're like zombies.
Yeah,
they're pretty
basically
much like zombies. Yeah,
because they're all fucked up on the drug. They all attack.
They look like the people that I see at the pharmacy all the time. Those goddamn gap heads on Saturday. I gotta have something with my natural life.
So you got a small group of dudes holed up inside this bar trying to protect this girl and trying to save their own lives while hundreds of these junkies attack them, and that's your fucking movie.
But it's kind of weird though. Like, I loved all their interactions. William Sadler, Stephen Lang, Fred Williamson. They all, and the guy from Cheers, the big guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
They're all great. They all have like this good, like, honest chemistry together. And even the new guy that pops in, that's a returning vet from the recent wars. They kind of include him in their group, and that's cool. I did like that. That was like fucking awesome. It was just, it almost felt like though, not Fred Williamson, but Stephen Lang didn't even like to be friends with him. He was like,
he was just grumpy.
Yeah, he was always like, he's like.
But he was the leader too, so.
Yeah, and then there's also like some stuff like Fred Williamson was talking about. It was kind of gross. It was like, damn. Something about Bush. I know. It was like, damn. Because he's like, he used to carry around toothpicks by the 100 just for that reason. I was like, God.
That's the thing. The opening of the movie, like the first 20 minutes or whatever, it's a short movie, but the first part of the movie is literally, you don't even know what's going to happen yet. It's just these old dudes hanging out in this bar and enjoying each other's company.
Yeah.
Just like old friends. They recognize the most exciting part of their life was fighting in these wars, and they sit around, they tell their war stories, but they've all got specific, well-written, awesome characters and personalities. But the best scene is when because their whole plan, and they mentioned it several times, it's kind of like in Die Hard 5, even though that movie sucked, when the entire movie Bruce Willis was like, I'm supposed to be on fucking vacation! That's kind of what it was, because the whole idea was to take Stephen Lang's character out to the titty bar afterwards to see this girl who was the daughter of this chick he used to know or whatever. They wanted to take him to the titty bar for his birthday, and the entire movie when all this shit's happening, they're like, I just want to go to the titty bar, man.
I do like also, it's funny because Fred Williamson is holding up the magazine and he's like, how do you get it so smooth like that?
That's what I was gonna say.
And then one guy's like, lasers. He's like, lasers, of course it's lasers.
Yeah, it's a very, the opening of the movie is very Clerks-ish, and the way that it's just a bunch of dialogue scenes, like not Quentin Tarantino level or anything like that, but they're all just dudes hanging out, and the first 20 minutes you get to know each character, you get a little bit about them and their humor, and it's the best part of the whole movie, dude. When Fred Williamson's sitting there and he's looking at some porn, and they're talking about it, and he's like, why did she And they say pussy a lot. And he's like, why does she shave her pussy? He goes, what gives her the right to shave her pussy? And the other dude's like, he's like, well, it's her pussy, man. Yeah. He's like, how they do it? He's like, lasers. It's fucking hilarious the whole time.
We don't want to give away the entire movie because it's actually a decent flick for you to check out. Like, there's a lot of over-the-top action violence in it. There's a lot of gore. It's old school gore. It's like a grindhouse kind of feel to it. It's got that sheen of John Carpenter going throughout the entire film.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. There are some corny elements to it, of course. I mean, that's just what you're going to get. But it's got so many great actors in it, though. I mean, these guys are fucking legit awesome. Like, there's one... and the bad guys, by the way... They're not really fleshed out bad guys. They're pretty much a generic bad guy, like from Death Wish or something like that. They're gonna show up. They're gonna be big baddies. They're gonna have leather jackets on with spikes on them and say, "Your mama's so fat she sat on a quarter and a booger blew out of George Washington's nose." Like,
bad guys could have been better.
Yeah, they could have been. I mean, they're not bad, but they even got the generic. Like, they got the main guy. And then they got the super kind of attractive chick that's like all into fucking swords and shit, and she's got like stockings that look like goddamn Cher from the 1989 If I Could Turn Back Time.
You got the Andre the Giant guy.
You got that guy. I mean, it's whatever. But it's their chemistry, man. Like, that's really what drove the movie. The chemistry between all those dudes, and it was really fun to see that. But then there were parts of it that I was like, oh god, like it was just like. Let's just go as much bloodletting as we can get. I want to really, we got fucking 5 fucking vats full of blood, fake blood. We got to use them in some way. So let's create a scene that we get to do that. There's one scene with William Sadler and a like a chainsaw or like a saw blade. I'm not gonna give it away, but it's like nobody would stand there for that shit. It's not gonna happen. It almost felt like Dead Rising Part 3 or something.
Yeah. That was the thing, like literally in that scene, and it's funny that you mentioned that because I thought that while I was watching the movie, that scene to me was just, I was like, come on. Like, because the whole idea is that there's hundreds of these guys attacking and they're breaking down the walls and it really is like a zombie movie. But he runs out with a saw and like, literally they just stand there and let him go to him. Like the bad guys just stand there and he's just
like they're zombies. Well, I didn't want to give it away like specifically, but it makes no sense.
Some of them have guns and they just don't use them.
They're junkies, I get it, but they're not zombies. Like, they wouldn't just stand there and let you fucking cut their goddamn intestines out. But also on top of I cannot like, and look, everybody was great in it. Stephen Lang's amazing, William Sadler's amazing in it.
Loved William Sadler, man.
But dude, Fred Williamson steals the movie for me. Like, dude, like he really is like the best part of the movie. And like, I like that they let him shine and that he had moments in the sun, and they gave him a bigger part. Like Dusk Till Dawn, obviously it wasn't about Fred Williamson, but Fred Williamson was hilarious when he was in the when he was in the limelight in that movie. But there's one part where he's pretty much saying it's over, it's fucking done, and he takes the hype. He's like, and he like fucking he got them Scarface cocaine snorts it, and he's like, whoa! And then like there's one part where he's gonna fight one of the main bad guys, and he was like, oh, I got something for your ass. And they're breaking it, and he does this thing with his head, and he goes, eh. You know what I'm talking about? He's like, eh. It's like, and then she spits, and he's like, oh, that's some scary shit.
It's kind of like the scene at the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he's like, I remember you. He's like, what's your name? And he's like, it was something stupid.
I loved his hair. There, it's like. Yeah. And he's like, oh, that's some scary shit.
Yeah, because she was looking corny anyway, because she was like, like doing the knife thing, and he was like, oh, that's some scary shit.
Because she spit. He's like, oh, I'm scared. That's scary shit. I like Fred Williamson, man. He was so good.
Look, the movie had a lot of really, really, really cool shit going for it, and it's definitely worth checking out. But again,
it's got the blood in it. It's got some good gore in it.
On a lower level, like, you know how, like, for instance, in the movie, and this is, like, again, a way different level, and I get that, but you know how in Civil War they brought in the directors from John Wick to do some of the action sequences?
I'm still thinking about the fucking hand movie. That's like when you were when someone's like, you want to know the baby? Like, no. Dude,
it wasn't even the hand movie that made me laugh. What made me laugh was she tried to be badass, and he was like, oh, that's some scary shit.
It's like old school guy, but I just like to say it, and then he said it anyway.
But so like, in Civil War, they brought in the guys from John Wick to make a couple of the action sequences look really good. I know they couldn't get those guys or anything like that, but the story's there, the characters are really well done, and they're really fun, and you like the characters, and they're good characters to follow. But the action sequences, some of them were just not done well, which is really the if you, for lack of a better word, the bad part of the movie, because the action sequences would come and like it just they weren't filmed very well. There's one scene in particular early in the movie when the lights go out in the bar and they're trying to create this effect. You can't see shit. Like you can't see shit that's going on in some of the action sequences. And again, some of the bad guys are just taken down way too easily. It's like playing a video game where the AI sucks.
Pretty much
just, like,
generic, yeah.
Yeah, and some of it's just like they didn't try to like they were like, okay, this scene's so cool. It was almost like really like horror movie fans directing a movie, because it's like they were like, oh, this is so cool. They won't care that this choreography didn't look good because we're gonna stomp this guy's head and show gore for 12 fucking straight seconds of like stomping someone's face in. Like if
But after a while, you get kind of used to it. You're like,
you do. But if it was just like, it's one of those movies, man, like if it was honed around the edges and like someone came in and like, not rewrote anything because I thought the script was really good, but if someone had just reshot some stuff and fixed some of the editing's bad, like at one point you think they're at this part of the bar and then the next scene they're in this part of the bar, you don't know how they got there.
I would also have moved around the ending a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the ending was kind of like, nah.
Yeah, it didn't make any
sense. Not doing things for me.
Yeah, some of it just was not shot or storyboarded well, and it was like the movie didn't feel cheap, but some of their ideas and some of the way that some of the scenes were shot were cheap. Again, with the editing and with the way that some of the bad guys go down and stuff like that. But again, as a movie as a whole, the first part of the movie is the best to me because watching them just hang out and talk was fucking hilarious. The casting was top fucking notch, man.
It's the best, yeah.
Casting was fucking awesome. The score was great, and it's definitely for a VOD film. It's one you absolutely have to check out.
Yeah, again, if you like those over-the-top gore kind of cheesy films with like a John Carpenter feel, it's a movie for you for sure. And that's not, I'm not insulting it at all, like by saying that. Like I liked it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that's what it felt like to me. It felt like a John Carpenter film that's not directed by John Carpenter, but inspired by John Carpenter's touch on that kind of film, like a ultra-violent grindhouse movie that would have probably been right at home in the late 70s. Nonetheless, I'm gonna give the movie, to be honest, I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
That's lower than I thought.
Yeah, well, I liked it a lot. I don't think I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
And there were things about like I don't mind gore. Like really, I don't. When it's done effectively, it's pretty well. It's cool.
It was almost fanboy gore.
But yeah, it almost makes it's like you wanted to do like too much with it, and then once that happened, you get used to it, and then it's like okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. This tastes like the same Oreos that you got last week.
Dude, I think the movie it was a great idea and it was amazingly casted and the score was great and there was so much good comedy and so much stuff to it. But the execution of the overall film was pretty bad at times. And like, if someone, you could tell that this movie was a love letter to John Carpenter movies and grindhouse movies and stuff like that. But if someone had executed it better and directed it with a little bit more of a touch to it, it could have stood on its own rather than just being a love letter to those movies. I give it a 6.5. I really enjoyed it. I was glad as shit to have watched it. But it does have a lot of executional issuws in the movie.
You're there, Patrick, man. You're there. You're there. You do.
But definitely check it out. And Patrick, man, thank you.
It's great. We never would have even known about it. Like so.
Well, I knew about it. I kind of wanted to see it anyway.
He's just making up bullshit. I wouldn't have known about it then, and we appreciate you. Kind of liked it. Not my favorite movie full time for sure, and probably not something I'm going to go back and revisit. But we appreciate your fucking.
Actually, that's what I was actually going to say. That dude, I actually can see myself in a year or so wanting to go back and watch this
when
again.
You drink the goddamn Space Ranger bullshit, dude.
But no, just the camaraderie between the guys.
That's the fun part.
It's not a perfect movie, man, but it's lovable.
I would rather just take that part, pull it out of the movie, and then watch a movie with those guys doing something.
Yeah, like
else.
a Clerks with those.
Yeah,
kids.
something. It'd be great.
You got a good point there, man. But yeah, thanks, Patrick, man. That's VFW. I do recommend, even though like I gave it a 6.5, Jay gave it a 5.5. I'm pretty sure we would both recommend you to rent it for the $6 or whatever it costs. I would definitely check it out.
Versatile fucking wiener.
I can't say anything all of a sudden.
Episode 2. I should be doing something more important. You should be doing something more important. But here we are. We have each other's company. Michael looks like a jackass from a goddamn fashion store from 1986 with the pop collar.
And now, a Patreon
salute. Oh yeah.
To our friend Jay Cullen, who is the sponsor for this week's episode of We Watched a Movie Show. Fuck, it's exciting.
Cullen of the J.
I'm having a great goddamn time. And I want to mention something. Jay, you're very special to us.
Thanks.
You're a good friend, man. You're an awesome dude, and we're really happy to have you in our corner, as well as all of you in our corner.
Oh, that guy. Okay, that Jay.
But I also want to mention something about this, Jay.
Thanks.
It's now after 12 a.m. and it's officially your birthday, motherfucker.
21. Fuck yeah.
Finally, we
buy
can
cigarettes and drink
together.
legally.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Thanks.
I
I'm
love
going to be a ripe old age of 87 years old, and I cannot wait to make out with that. Never. Okay, so I don't know if it was you or somebody else sent this to us a while back for an unboxing.
Yeah, you guys sent us the Blu-ray for it.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. Thank you for doing that, because I had not heard of this movie. I had never seen this movie, and Chuck Norris is one of those kind of guys. Like, he's cool. Like, I liked Hitman, Delta Force, things like that. He's awesome. I didn't like fucking Walker, Texas Ranger. Fucking wee-ha! I didn't like that shit.
He said wee-ha!
But, I never rode a horse. But, either way, it was actually not a bad film. It's cheesy as all get out. Like, it really is super cheesy. It's as cheesy as the early 80s as it can be, but it's got this charm to it, man. You just can't never remake on a like flashy 4K fucking TV. The thing about Chuck Norris is, and this is the weirdest thing, Chuck Norris to me has always seemed like a PG guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like a wholesome dude. He sells fucking workout equipment, for God's sake, on infomercials.
But in this one, he's rolling in titties.
He's raw. He's raw. And I was like, damn. I was like, I didn't know about you like that, Chuck.
And he still doesn't say anything. He's still like the all gee shucks kind of guy.
Kinda. But no, when he gets mad, dude, there's one, he's like, because tell him to back off, I'll snap your neck like a fucking twig.
He didn't say fucking,
yes,
though.
he did.
Did he say fucking?
He said fucking, dude. He said fucking
I missed
twig.
that shit.
Yeah, he did. He said fucking
Wow.
twig. It was in the bar. He grabbed that guy and he had him in the chokehold.
How did I miss that?
No, I had it on subtitles and it said fucking twig. But it was, you know, either way.
But he's a badass in this movie.
It was awesome, man. Yeah.
That's the whole idea. It's Chuck Norris versus Michael Myers without a mask on, basically.
That guy looks just like him.
That's basically the movie. So it starts out, you're in this quiet, like, I just imagine it's a Texas town, even though I'm sure it's not, just because of Walker, Texas Ranger. But it's just, it's basically that scene in Friday Part 5 when they're at the mental home and that guy's chopping wood and the dude comes like, have some chocolate. And the dude like just axes him to death. There's this crazy looking dude in this house, and I don't know what the fuck he's doing there. I don't know if he's renting a room or what. But this crazy ass dude wakes up in a house and the kids are screaming and this woman will not stop screaming.
It's awful.
It's like an anchor man. He's like, I woke up on a Japanese family's kitchen table and they would not stop screaming.
Shut up!
But she was just bitching at the kids left and right. It was noisy, and you were annoyed watching her. Like, I just want to go fucking crazy.
I would have picked up an axe myself.
That's what he does. He goes out and she sends the kids away.
You know,
like,
by the way, I want to point out, besides him looking like Michael Myers in certain scenes with the silhouette, do you know what he really looks like, dude?
Who?
And he's got the same kind of disposition.
Chris Collinsworth?
No, he looked like Liam Gallagher from is it Liam?
From Oasis?
And he fucking was mad that his brother was fucking getting attention. He was pissed off. Like, he looks like Oasis. Dude, he looks like a Gallagher brother.
To me, he looks like a Bizarro World Chris Collinsworth from Sunday Night Football.
I can say the dude, he's like, doctor, I'm not feeling so good. It's, first off, by the way, the chick that's in the house with the kids, you can clearly see this guy is unstable as fuck, and he's sweating bullets like Shaq at the foul line, and he's on the phone, and he's dropping his medication. She's like, can't stop, you crazy, huh? No need to be rude. And you're like, bitch, you got to be dumb.
She will not stop screaming. She screams in his face like, kids drive crazy, won't they? And she's the one being loud. She's screaming at the kids, but she's screaming. It's like when someone's telling someone to shut up. They're like, will you seriously be quiet? And it's like, lady, you're the one being loud. But eventually he just like, he tells the doctor, he's like, I can't make it today. I just can't do it. And he hangs up the phone. She's being loud as fuck. He goes and gets an axe and just walks in, and she sees him with the axe, and she's like, "Oh, fuck!"
I want to. When he gets the axe, it's crazy time. Let's go all the way right now at this moment when he gets the axe. But I like when he went outside first with the kids that are screaming and whatever, and he picks up the axe. And there's a wood pile, and he like acts like he wants to chop it. He's like, it's not working. And then he walks into the chicken coop for some fucking reason. There's nothing that happened. I thought he was gonna kill a bunch of chickens and have some buckets of KFC. But he doesn't even do anything. He's just like, he walks into the fucking chicken coop, then he walks back out. Like, he's like, I smell that shit, and now I'm gonna walk back out. It's enough. Like, that's what it's like he walked in there to smell a fucking magic marker, and then he walked back out and he's pissed. Yeah, but when he comes in and he goes ape shit. Dude, it's so cheesy, but it's so good. When he goes ape shit with the fucking axe and he starts chasing her up the stairs, the one guy like that came out of nowhere, like it looked like a fucking director of photography. Like they just threw into the set. He's like tries to grab it, and he turns around, it slices him in the face, and he goes, "Oh!"
the way the axe landed was just like.
It looked like somebody squirted Heinz ketchup on his face. He's like, oh! It was so cheesy. And, then he chases the chick into the room and he's cornering her. And, by the way, I was like, I can't pick it apart too much because it came out in '82. It's called Silent Rage with Chuck Norris. But when she's trying to open the window, and they clearly ripped off The Shining to do this scene.
Oh, yeah, he puts his face in the hole in the door and everything.
But she's lifting the window up, and for some reason, she can't get it all the way up. And there's There's clearly a roof that you can roll off of. You might break your leg, but you're not going to lose your life.
She was like that lady in Speed, where like remember when they're like pushing everybody out of the elevator? She's like, I can't. It's like, lady, just do it. Go.
I was like, I would just let you drop. Because, you're not going to take away everything.
She could have escaped so fucking easily.
Yeah. But he corners her up there, and he kills her. Then old big bad fucking Chuck rolls up in his Bronco, and with his fat friend, I can't remember. That guy was funny though.
I love it.
That guy was awesome, dude.
His sidekick's fucking hilarious.
But Chuck rolls up. He's like, "You wait here and take questions. I'm gonna go see what this." And he got his fucking cowboy hat on.
Walks right in like lethal, like Mel Gibson.
Ready to go.
He was like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon, where he just walks on that school field and just shoots that sniper because he knew he couldn't reach him from where he was. That's the kind of badassness, confidence that Chuck Norris walks in that house.
I strongly believe that in real life, somewhere on the winds, when he rolls up in anything, whether it be a Bronco or a fucking Mercedes, that this song comes on. I was born long ago. I'm the chosen, I'm the one. Like that. Are You Gonna Go My Way by Lenny Kravitz? Like,
I hear the voices that you keep.
Ooh.
When you're talking in your sleep.
But no, dude, Chuck Norris is badass, obviously. And he gets in that room and he confronts the serial killers. Now, I will say that there are the music's kind of weird and it's kind of discordant and it kind of makes you feel a little bit
ooey gooey.
But it's not bad. Like, they set up this thriller aspect to it where the axe murderer is kind of hiding around and he's creepy, dude. Like, the guy that they cast to do this, other than him looking like Liam Gallagher from Oasis and a weird Chris Collinsworth, he looks like a fucking serial killer. Like,
kind of looks like Tony Moran in Halloween.
They did a good job with that casting of that guy. So they set that scene up well. He confronts the axe murderer. Then things happen. He whoops his ass. Then he runs outside and he escapes through the window, which the bitch should have done at the very beginning of the movie. He rolls off the fucking roof. Chuck Norris runs out after him. His sidekick shoots the grass. He's like.
He almost shot Chuck Norris right in the head, and you can see Chuck Norris. He's always so nice, but that moment where his sidekick was like, "Stop!" and he almost shot Chuck Norris in the face. Chuck Norris was like, and he was like, "Oh."
It's like those memes with Chuck Norris. Like, a bullet simply does not attack Chuck Norris. He says no. But yeah, so he chases the guy down. He gets him under arrest, and they're putting him in the back of the car.
Which is totally a cop scene, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, he chases him out into the brush.
It's like live PD.
Yeah, and then they have a straight up fight out there, which the fight...
He looked like a cheetah coming out of the bush. He was like...
Yeah, but even before this guy gets his superhuman tendencies, it was a good fight between him and Chuck Norris. He was doing a good job.
That's the thing. He does get genetic testing later on in the film that makes him, like, a lot more durable. He's got that Logan juice, y'all. But it makes him more durable. But in this one, he was already fucking strong.
Yeah.
And he could take a goddamn couple of bullets.
Well, he when Chuck Norris finally gets him in the back of the police cruiser, he breaks the fucking handcuffs. And when he kicks the window, it knocks the whole fucking door off.
I know. That's insane. God damn that creatine.
Brad Dourif.
Times 10. But also Ron Silver shows up and he's telling him not to kill him. Ron Silver being there had no... Because I thought that was the guy, the doctor that he was talking to on the phone. Yeah. But it might not have been him.
I don't know. And Ron Silver, by the way, bad guy from Time Cop. Also.
Great guy.
And as you were saying, the dude from The Entity as well. He looks like... He kind of looks like Al Pacino from Serpico. Great fucking underrated actor, man. I love this guy. But he shows up and he's the guy's psychiatrist. So he shows up on the scene. He's like, whoa, don't kill him. But when the dude breaks out of the police cruiser, and even Chuck Norris is screaming, "Don't shoot!"
Yeah,
they unload their guns into him.
But he's still fucking alive.
And they for the most part kill him. Like, he's almost dead. They shoot him several times.
But his eyes were still rolling. I was like, Jesus Christ!
He won't stop.
Were those fucking bullets or were those hacky sacks? And also Ron Silver. You know who he looks like. He always reminded me of like a vice principal that really took his job seriously. You know what I mean? Like, I've got to do my job.
So charismatic.
Like, I got to do my job. I know you want to do your job as a student. You got to believe in yourself. Listen, get out of my office. Go ahead, do something good in your life, and fuck yourself.
He would have been a great replacement for John Belushi in The Principal.
He was great. He was a great actor. But anyway, speeding on through the film, because we don't want to take forever to talk about it. It's an amazing movie. I want you guys to see it. It really is fun.
Yeah.
they get him back to it's not really a hospital, it's more like a genetic testing center where the guy was doing behavioral sciences before he became an axe murdering asshole. The guy, they fix him up, and then what they decide ultimately to do, the doctors, Ron Silver included, and fucking Gomez Adams. Like, that guy looked like fucking Gomez Adams.
Mustachio is what I kept thinking.
He looked like a mean Gomez Adams from the Addams Family.
Josh Brolin would have been perfect in a remake to play that character.
They decided to inject him with this experimental drug called mitagen something. Anyway, what it basically does is accelerate his healing process. So his body heals instantly, but his brain is dead. No, I'm sorry. He's healing, but his brain is dead. So they inject that mitagen shit or whatever it's called, and it heals his brain, but it changes his brain chemistry.
Yeah.
So it becomes even more fucked up than he already was. In the meanwhile, Chuck Norris is out there trying to get the death certificate. He's looking like a badass. He's got jeans, blue jean baby queen. He's got a fucking blue jean shirt and blue jeans. He looks fucking badass.
He's shirtless for half this fucking movie, though.
Dude, and also, he fucks a lot in this. There was like 25 fucking minutes of the movie.
Basically, while they're there at this institute, Chuck Norris runs into a girl he used to bang that he just walked away from. And they rekindle their relationship. And all of a sudden, while back at the facility, while the doctors are all fighting over all this shit, they give the bad guy this basically, it's a super serum. It's basically the Captain America.
Logan juice.
They cut him and he heals instantly. They make him a fucking Michael Myers type guy, but he's docile. His mind's gone. He's asleep for the most part. Chuck Norris, meanwhile, is trying to rekindle his relationship with his girl
for no reason. Like he's like really desperate for it. He's like,
and he's like,
I like his moves, dude, because he doesn't really come on to her like, hey.
He just takes it.
But he's just like,
she's like, no, and he's like,
he touches her like a little bit. He's like.
He was creepy.
Dude, it was rapey as fuck.
Yeah,
but it's working for
especially for Chuck Norris.
You know why?
You know that's not Chuck Norris's name.
No, but you know why?
You know that's not Chuck Norris.
He smells like Old Spice and fucking fresh cut grass.
It was out of character for Chuck Norris.
It was, and that was where it was awkward because it felt like he was doing more of a Tom Atkins.
Yeah.
But it felt like you can't resist me because I smell like Old Spice and like fresh cut grass, and like I know that I can make your dreams come true. And he has the mustache and he's got the blonde hair, and like I don't know, like he just and he whoops some ass. But he was just touching her, and he'd be like, and she's like, I'm not getting in the bed with you again. And he was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's like sticking his finger in her fucking
ear. Like, I know. He's like, I know. It's okay.
But the best part is just that later on when she comes up to his house, and he's basically Patrick Bateman sitting in his house listening to like the Yami.
I love that. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, Aqualung. He's listening to this like jazzy stuff, and like she shows up at his door, and the music's like.
You know what?
And he's shirtless as fuck, just holding a towel.
That did make me miss the '80s though, back when because he was setting his record player. So there's no fucking like a goddamn iPhone with all your music, and he had to go downstairs. He ran downstairs with his shirt off, and he had a towel around his fucking neck like he had just got done working out extremely hard. And he run downstairs and he puts the record on and he's like hanging out. He's like, I'm gonna have me like a little whiskey. It's cool, man. It's like it was so '80s. And then
it's like, I didn't see there.
And then she walks in. He's like. Okay, well, you don't mean to interrupt. Okay, I won't interrupt. Okay, you go ahead and talk.
The whole thing is terrible.
It's so good, but I liked it. But again, I had to fast forward some part. I'm not gonna lie, because the fucking scenes happen like twice, and the second one is
long.
Extended.
You watch them have sex, and then they eat fruit, then they have sex, then they eat fruit, and then they have sex on a hammock, and then they eat more fruit.
I was looking at that shit, I was like, who the fuck does that? Like, he had grapes, goddamn fresh cut apples, banana peels up in their bed with like some wine. I was like, nobody fucking has the time. Bitch, you're lucky to get a Pop-Tart when we're done fucking. I'm not gonna bring you a fucking breakfast platter. Like, that's
it's not even a good Pop-Tart. No, it's fucking blueberry.
It's all vegetables.
There's no frosting.
I'm not sorry, fruit. It's a fruit basket. It's like, I'm not gonna go make that shit for you in the fucking kitchen while my dick is still leaking.
This movie was obsessed with sex and fruit.
It was nonstop. It's so weird to me because, again, that's where it's so like. It's like, what the hell? Because it's like Clint Eastwood. It's like it's fucking Chuck Norris, man. Yeah. The PG guy, fucking poster boy.
And he's rolling around with titties popping around.
Yeah, titties are popping out. He's like he don't see them, and you know he does. But he's like, she's rolling. He's like, but either way, what the fuck is with the fruit? It's Chuck fucking Norris. It's like, you think Steven Seagal makes a fucking fruit basket for you after he fucks you? He doesn't give a shit about you.
You know that was Chuck Norris' idea. It's like, can I at least feed her?
And I like how he was like, his foot slowly pushed the fruit basket down when they were fucking. He was like,
and his hairy ass legs.
Love you forever. But it was like weird shit like that. But yeah, either way, we're focusing a lot on that. But it's so cheesy.
It's like 30 minutes of the fucking movie.
But I will say, what what they really I liked a lot, and I wish they explored more of. Chuck Norris has always got that like cool guy vibe with him. That when he's talking to his partner, he's doubting himself.
Yeah,
you know,
I love that the
big guy.
That's a whole scene right there. That's a whole part
In
of the movie,
the first time, the first time that the big guy, his partner goes into like a country kind of diner, and he's sitting down. He orders some 2 hamburgers, which you gotta get if you're hungry. And
he's basically the chocolate bar guy from Friday 5.
He means well, but he's kind of dorky and he's kind of like out of his element. But anyway, this one girl's they're making fun of him. These biker guys are in there and they're random as fuck. Like that's just random. Like they had to sprinkle in some Streets of Rage bad guys.
Honestly, my favorite parts of the movie.
It is. It's cool. They could have been the main bad guys. I'm like, that's fucking okay.
They were almost a Mad Max like group. I think it's which Friday 13th is it? Is it 3? Yeah, I think it's part 3 where the little gang comes to town and they're like too badass for whatever, and they're picking on him.
But he's got his double hamburger. He's just trying to have a good time or whatever. He's trying to eat his foods and you know, drink his shake. But this one bitch with these big boobies and has tattoos on.
You can tell that they literally just put the temporary tattoos on her tits because they were still like glistening.
Yeah.
From the
she's hitting on him but making fun of him at the same time. They're laughing. Clint Eastwood comes in. Clint Eastwood being the
Chuck Norris.
I keep saying Clint Eastwood. I don't know. I guess I got reminded of.
Could have been Clint Eastwood.
I feel like I don't know why. I mean, Clint Eastwood's a better actor.
Probably would have fit better. I think.
No, yeah, maybe. Chuck Norris walks in and he sits down. He's ordering his fucking meal or his coffee or whatever. These guys start making fun of him. He was like, "What's about a small town, bunch of pussy cops?" And he was like, "Well, you haven't been to this town." He always
town chew you up.
He's got this stepfather quality to him. He's like, "Look, I'm a good dad, and I could be a great dad to you, but don't fucking test me, son." Like he's got this thing about it.
Yeah.
Like he's a good person, and
because he looks like a 12-year-old boy with his blonde hair and like.
Well, he had a great mustache. A mustachio.
And he's sort of short, and he just walks around with his shirt off and his blue jeans, and he just looks weird.
But he runs him out.
I can't believe Chuck Norris is such a star. Like, I love him, but he doesn't look like it.
I think what it is because he's a badass. Like, he can kick some fucking ass for real, but he's not an actor. Like, he's never really been an actor.
He can do one role, and that's nice.
Well, I don't even think...
That's supreme fucking nice guy.
Well, I was talking to my dad about this. I think that the truth is about Chuck Norris is that Chuck Norris was... he's an amazing martial artist, and he's for real. I mean, he's been proven, but he's just not a good actor. I mean, that happens. Like, I mean, I don't
even think he's that terrible. I just think he's a one-trick pony. He can just do the nice guy who can beat your ass.
But Steven Seagal,
yeah, definitely.
But Steven Seagal, you can't say John Claude. John Claude is actually versatile.
Got range,
he's versatile, yeah. But anyway, so they run him out of the diner. What really happens is in that particular scene that you're talking about, that you want, like that's the whole scene. It's actually really touching. It's actually a really cool moment. The big guy comes out, the partner of Chuck, and he's like, you know, I can't, maybe I'm in the wrong line of work. I don't like violence. I've never even been in a fight. I've always run away. And then Chuck does this, he does this fucking like, again, the stepfather that believes in you, and I'm not here to just to fuck your, I'm going to have sex with your mother, but I really want you to do well and go to college. But he's like, he puts his foot up on the Bronco, and he's like, I think you'd be a fine law enforcement officer. Dadgummit.
He's like, I knew you'd say that, Chuck.
Dadgummit.
I knew it.
It'd be really a shame if you quit before you found out. And it's like, I'll follow you wherever.
And in that scene right there, you kind of fall in love with the relationship, and you kind of like that. His sidekick becomes less of an annoying, stupid character, and more of one you're rooting for.
I also like, and I like this story. The bigger his partner about the fucking dog that he put in the freezer. That was fucking great.
It was fucking hilarious because he was like, "No, I want to tell you about something I didn't put on my resume." He's like, "One time my dog got dirty, so I tried to clean him off, and then I didn't want anybody to know, so I put him in the freezer, and then I found him, and then his mouth was like, oh."
You know what? I was listening to that, and I was like, that's a story that Mike and I would just tell each other. Like, if that actually happened, like one of us did that.
But it's so random, like it's good.
It's funny, it's good. And then again, I don't want to go. You know, we don't want to get too far because we want you guys to see this. But I will say one of the better scenes. The bad guy's great, and when they have a confrontation, it's awesome. But the bar scene is hands down
scene in the movie,
fucking.
Dude.
It's insanely good. It's so good. There's on different levels why it's so good. I mean, there's action. Yes, you got that classic '80s action, karate shit. You've got the comedy part because when his partner walks, he's like, "All right, right, you motherfuckers, get against the wall.
Yeah, so set the scene real quick, like the bikers that he was fighting with at the cafe, and this is a whole side story, but again, it's probably the best part of the whole fucking movie. They pull up to a bar where all the bikers are at, and they've got the bartender hanging up.
Did you remember? Well, you gotta remember when he's like, "Hey, go back to the Charlie Chill or whatever, the bar." The partner spins the fucking Bronco around, and he's like, he goes, and he parks. He's like, "I want to get these brakes checked out."
Chuck Norris's face was like, "You motherfucker!" But they go in, and this gang has taken over this bar, and they're just like, they're literally taking like the waitresses and like ripping their clothes off and pouring beer.
Well,
on them
they were enjoying.
But they were smiling.
Yeah, they were like, yeah.
But the bartender was like hanging by a noose or whatever, and they were doing all this fucked up shit. Again, a Mad Max type scene. But that was the funniest scene of the fucking movie, dude. When they walk in, and Chuck Norris, before they walk in, he's like, "Let me do the talking." Let me do the talking.
Yeah.
And then when they walk in, the big dude's like, "Now listen, you motherfuckers,
get against the wall." But you know, it was so good. And then the one chick that had been making fun of him earlier in the diner walks up and she shows her tits. There's tits everywhere in this bar.
So
like this
many
is
tits.
titty central.
Yeah.
She shows her titties, and he's like. She's like, "Have you ever seen anything like this?" He's like, "No." He gets all timid and stuff. And then, anyway, long story short, Chuck says, "Go out there and call for backup." He runs out in the car to call for backup. Chuck fucking whoops ass. And I knew he was going to. Like, it's like when it's like right before a tornado hits your house. It's like shit gets silent.
Basically, the audience was Bill Paxton in Twister, where he like takes the sand. He's like, "It's coming north."
No, but it got real quiet.
There's a storm coming,
and the fucking clouds were dark. And you're like, it's on the move. And you knew something cool was gonna happen. And Chuck fucks them up, dude. Chuck gets like, first off, he gets that street fight shit going, you know, just street fighter shit. And then the motherfucker tries to hit him with a pool cue, and he breaks that. Then he's got a weapon. Then he starts doing his classic spin around kicks and shit. I'm like, God damn, it's good.
And it was
do you remember
well filmed action.
Dude, it looked great. And that main guy, the leader of the gang. You remember that part where the one girl threw the bottle at him and he ducked? Yeah. He's like, "Why you throw a bottle like that for?" He goes, "Who gonna pay for it? I ain't." Like,
he said, "Not me, bitch, hit him."
No, he said, "I ain't gonna pay for it."
I know, but he also is like, "Don't throw it at me, bitch, throw it at him."
And then I heard Chuck Norris cuss, and I had it on subtitles, so I don't think it lied. He grabbed the guy by the fucking neck, and he's like, "Back off, or I'll break your fucking neck like a twig." I'm like, "Woo!" I was like, "This is a totally different Chuck," but. He whooped all that ass, and in the meantime, Big Boy Partners is out in the
like,
fucking parking lot.
They were the hugest tits you've ever seen.
He goes, "I think I married her." he said, "They're the biggest tits I ever seen."
They got tattoos on them.
They got tats on them, and look, I think I'm gonna march right back in there and ask her for a date. And then when he kicked the guy out of the fucking bar, he's like, "Oh my God, Mayday, Billy!" It was so, dude. That scene is worth. It's worth the fucking price of admission. So I'm gonna tell you this. I don't want to give the movie away. I really don't even want to explore too much more of it because to do that, we're gonna spoil it.
And it actually goes downhill from here too, because afterwards, what happens is the whole thing that's happening with the real bad guy, the doctor.
Yeah.
And there's some tense scenes, and I actually really enjoyed the doctor when he went back to his house and you got to see him. Yeah.
Ron Silver.
Ron Silver. You get to see his interactions with the other guys because he's fighting. He's like, "This isn't right. We shouldn't do this." And then his character was really well done. Like I liked him and I liked his wife.
I even liked the bad guy doctor.
Yeah.
Like the over the top kind of Frankenstein guy.
Yeah, and they were great. And the conversation he had with his wife.
I think you forget who's boss here. Okay, I'm the boss. Now get the fuck out.
And he still shoved him. But he goes back and he talks to his wife, and like even though his wife's only in the movie for a minute, like you care about her character. But long story short, the guy escaped. He finally like wakes up for whatever fucking reason.
By the way, but that was stupid though. It took like 45 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, so the guy wakes up and he goes there, and the death scenes in that scene were really actually good. He was full on Michael Myers, shows up and he's wearing this blue full jumpsuit. He's full on Michael Myers. He gets his kills. He kills a couple people, whatever. The face against the wall was a great fucking death scene, dude. I actually, when I was watching, I went, "Ooh!" Well, she grabbed her face and just went fucking gagoom, and killed her instantly.
I think there was a lot of good things about the movie as far as like the action sequences go, for sure. Like that was like one of the main selling points of this movie.
Yeah.
But the thriller sections of it, the horror sections that they tried to focus on with the serial killer,
it went downhill fast.
It did. Like there were things about it that were really good, and I could see where they were going, but they took too long to get there. Like the punchline was gone by that point. It's like you gotta get, like, and I don't understand that they wanted to tell the story, you know, about the medical stuff, but god damn, 45 fucking minutes. By this time, I've already got gray hair.
Look, the idea is fucking. I cannot believe. Like, please remake this. Like, do you want? Like,
I want a remake, but I really want Chuck to come back.
Well,
it's fucking Chuck Norris, dude.
Dude, you could do like imagine, and this got me
John
thinking
Cena?
too. Imagine not John Cena, but if you did a remake of this, dude, and it's so bad, it's so, and I feel like we're going on too much about this, and I don't want to, but there's so much to talk about here.
It's so good. It's Chuck fucking
Dude,
Norris.
imagine if it, like Steven Seagal fucked his career by being so one-dimensional and refusing to go
asshole.
outside. Imagine if Steven Seagal was willing to play the bad guy. Do you know what fucking that would have been, Jay? That would have been fucking amazing if he was willing to do that. But
I'm ashamed of you. You're a piece of shit.
But like this guy's basically the Terminator. He's Michael Myers. He's coming up.
He's everything.
But like you said, man, after all those action scenes happen, and then they go into the horror version of the movie, you can tell the director had a good handle on the action and like the karate and all that shit. It was great. The action scenes were fucking awesome. They were
great,
fun.
man, yeah.
But when this dude shows up and he starts to kill people, and the whole idea is so fucking rad. It's great. This unstoppable machine versus an action hero. God damn, that's genius. Why hasn't anybody else made this movie?
Universal Soldier.
But the only thing I want to say is when they go the rest of the movie, they really start to focus on this Halloween 2 hospital chase scenes type slow down chase scenes. They do the Michael Myers thing, and they just don't do it well.
Yeah, I just think that once you take that long to get to the point, once you get that long to have your your bad guy versus your hero of the film, nobody cares anymore. I liked Chuck Norris in this. I think Chuck Norris actually had a great role. He had a great supporting cast around him. Everybody was great. I mean, Juan fucking Silver was in this, and it was good. I wouldn't have. I can't tell you everything about that, but there were certain things I would have done differently with that character, particularly. And then I would definitely sped up some other things about the movie, and maybe added more scenes with Chuck, because I don't think Chuck was in it enough. But either way, it's a fantastic movie. Chuck Norris is fucking on fire in this shit, and it's worth it. Like what I said, it's worth the price of admission. It's worth for you to go rent it. It's like $3.99 on Vudu, I think, or maybe $2.99. I don't know. It's like for just the bar sequence. Just the bar sequence is fucking worth it.
And not just that, but we can fast forward here to cut this a little bit short. But what it all ends up in ultimately is Chuck Norris finally facing off against this guy one-on-one.
Yeah.
In a one-on-one fight when they're in the woods.
But that's just
was fucking.
It was cool, but
dope.
the weak sauce I didn't like was the fact that there was no music. It just felt like they were doing like practice in the fucking studio.
That was fine though, dude, because my favorite thing about action movies is the final fight sequence. Was when the good guy, you have a good guy who's a human being up against this super serum dude who's unstoppable and he has no weapons and he's trying to protect this girl and he has to fight him, and like you're thinking like this is an unwinnable situation, and you watch Chuck Norris use his karate skills to stop this guy.
But I think it would have
been like a 15-minute fight scene though, and it was such a good fight scene. It was so fun to watch, and I liked that there was no music.
No, it was cool.
You felt like it felt like when you were after like high school when you go watch somebody fight and like behind the Winn-Dixie.
Well, I didn't want
That's
that.
what it felt like.
I didn't want to watch a Winn-Dixie fight. I wanted to watch a really cool, inspirational fight.
I loved it, dude.
Well, the Winn-Dixie fight would have been cool, except for the fact I would have been fine with that at the beginning. And then, because the fight sequence went on for a little bit, maybe throw in some inspirational, like,
sure, but
like some fucking 80s, or or something like, down on
to survive.
No, like down on your luck, you can find a way. Like I don't know, something like that. And then he does something. But either way, it's a great film. It's a great flick. It's awesome. Cannot recommend it more. I'm gonna give the movie, to be fair, I'm gonna give it a 7.0.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's fair for the film itself, but I would give it a 10 plus based on the nostalgic factor alone and how cool it is to have those kind of gems still available to us to watch. But that could have easily disappeared with the VHS conversion to DVD, and we would never have got to have this beautiful fucking movie to love and watch. So yeah, man, so 7.0 overall, but a great fucking cheesy ass great film to watch. Popcorn movie all the way. It's weird. I don't know. It's definitely an action movie. Like, it's definitely an action movie, but it's listed as a drama thriller.
I know, I give it a 7.5. All the reasons we mentioned, it's such an amazing idea, and sometimes the execution is there. The fight scenes are really, really good. They didn't do the Michael Myers idea is fantastic, but they didn't do the Michael Myers execution very well. As far as him like stalking people, those scenes took too long, and they really just took the fucking air out of the movie.
That underground tunnel scene when he's standing in silhouette and shadow.
Yeah.
Dude, he looks like Michael Myers because he's got this particular hairstyle that it just looks like William Shatner's hair. Yeah, it looks. I was like, God damn, that's fucking on point.
But Jay, amazing fucking choice, man. I'm so glad I watched this.
J-A-Y, Colin. Okay,
we're gonna fucking watch this again very, very soon. So glad to have you in our corner and to have this movie watched.
Don't touch my nipple! Be ashamed of yourself. Go jack off to your goddamn Dolly Parton magazines.
And now it's time for an unboxing.
Magic tricks.
I love mimosas. I love the way you make them.
I still gotta watch that. That's on a website.
That's the best joke from Sonic. The dude brings him like a latte, and he's like, "Do you want a goat milk latte?" And Jim Carrey's like, "Of course I do. I love the way you make them." It's great. Creepy Crate. Send us some shit. And we'll put a link to Creepy Crate down below. It's an awesome service that you can get a monthly box of horror fucking goodness, and I'm stabbing it.
Good job.
I hope I didn't.
Yep, that was probably a delicate part in there somewhere.
Pull it out.
We got green smoke.
Take it. All right, let's see what's in this Creepy Crate.
I think you might want to cut it right here.
Don't tell me
right
where
here.
to cut it.
There you go.
I'll put the link down to Creepy Crate below. It is a monthly subscription service that has some awesome horror shit in it. You definitely want to check it out. Awesome people to send us this shit just to show you guys what's in the box.
What's in the box? What's in the box? Kevin Spacey. Oh, we can't look at that. Like that's
inaugural time to eat. Stan,
I'm not eating that shit.
Fucking put it in your mouth. It's your birthday.
You're gross.
Birthday boy.
That makes nothing. That makes zero sense.
Fucking eat it.
Yeah, great. Now we gotta clean all this shit out. Good.
Well, it's what we do, Jay. Put it in your fucking mouth.
I'm not doing it. I'm not eating that shit. How's it taste? Your teeth are getting real black. Well, let's get the first one out. Okay.
What's in there?
Look closer. Fucking. What is this?
It's a Zodiac notebook, dude.
Oh, sweet.
That's dope as fuck. That's what he wrote about when he killed people.
I wonder what I would write about.
Dude, look at the fucking. That is sick, man. Look, it's got the Zodiac codes.
Your wife's gonna get so fucking mad because this is all gonna be cleaned up.
I'll clean it. God damn it.
Good, because I'm not doing it.
Check that out. Get the zoom in.
It's
Zodiac's notebook, dude. That's dope, man. I love it.
It's cool, man.
That's cool as shit. What do we have here?
Oh, it's t-shirt time.
T-shirt time. T-shirt time.
GTL. Oh, dude, that is
so
fucking
dope.
Nice.
I love dairy. It's about milk.
Oh.
I mean, it.
Fucking cottage cheese.
Put that on so that a scary clown can come fuck up your whole life.
You know they wear this shit in
What
Texas.
marriage to you is like.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Some scary clown fucking up your life.
It's true. My favorite show as a child was Bozo.
What did you marry?
I like the part where they threw the little ping pong balls and they got presents for it.
Oh, dude, it's Hanes.
That's what sex is
it's
like.
It's Hanes too.
What size is it?
It's huge.
Yeah,
it's large.
It's just a large. They don't think I'm that fat.
No, it looks bigger than normal though.
Hey, listen, like, just imagine the Sopranos theme song's going on right now. Boom, 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 boom.
You wore this on Valentine's
Woke
Day.
up this morning, bought yourself a gun. Oh, we got a book here, Jay.
Nice.
Got a
Ooh, that is a nice
thick
one.
book. God
Fucking
damn it.
bitch.
It's called Voices in the Snow, a Black Winter novel. That's racist. I don't appreciate that. Darcy Coates.
That's a racist author.
Voices in the Snow, a Black Winter novel. Says no one escapes the stillness. Claire remembers the cold. She remembers abandoned cars and children's toys littered across the road. She remembers dark shapes in the snow and a terror she can't explain. And then nothing. When she wakes, aching and afraid in a stranger's gothic home, he tells her she was in an accident. He claims he saved her. Claire wants to leave, but a vicious snowstorm has blanketed the world in white, trapping them together, and there's nothing she can do but wait!
Was there something about snow?
At least the stranger seems kind, but Claire doesn't know if she can trust him. He promised they were alone here, but she sees and hears things that convince her something else is creeping about the surrounding woods, watching, waiting, between the claustrophobic storm and the inescapable sense of being hunted. Claire's on edge! And increasingly certain of one thing. Her car wash wasn't an accident.
Oh, shit.
Something is waiting for her to step outside her fragile safety of the house. Something
Spot-free
monstrous,
rinse.
something unfeeling, something desperately hungry.
I think this is about Katie Holmes' life. With Tom Cruise and Scientology.
Smell it. Does it make you have to poop?
Ooh, yeah. No, it doesn't make it. It smells good, though. That's fucking
The smell
awesome.
of books always makes me have to poop. That actually looks cool as fuck.
It looks cool,
It reminds me of the cover of Bruiser, George Romero's Bruiser. There.
That's cool.
But yeah, that's, again, look at this. Look at the tag of this. This book alone, $14.99.
And you get a great discount and deal
It's just a piece
with
of the
Creepy
box.
Crate.
It's just a piece of the box.
Let me get some of it.
Come on, reach in.
Ooh, well, I'll just pull this out. I don't know. Oh, dude, it's a die. Dude, that's badass. Look at the detail on it. It's a die with fucking skulls in it.
That's dope as fuck.
Dude, that is amazing. It's fucking cool. Dude, look at the like literally there's many skulls in it.
Yeah, dude. That's cool.
This is what stops Michael Myers. The dice.
We gotta incorporate this into
That
the
is
show
fucking
sometime.
cool as shit, man.
The runes! The goddamn runes!
That's what you would need. That's what you would need.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to take a picture of it because I don't think the camera's gonna
we got
focus
two
on
of them.
enough, but that's fucking
there's two of
dope.
them.
Yeah, you gotta have two.
Yeah.
You gotta roll snake eyes.
So roll them double.
Hey, if I roll a 4, you suck my dick.
I'm not gonna do it. It has to be a 6 or higher.
I'm gonna have to take a picture so you can see it. The art on that, dude, the level of detail is dope as shit. Those are the coolest dice ever.
Okay, so the last two things. Yeah, I think that's all. This is pretty cool. This is a pin. Hot cup of Joe.
Hot cup of Joe?
Hot cup of coffee.
It's a cup of coffee with the fucking ghostly presence coming out of it. That's a cool ass.
And this is
pin, man.
pretty fucking. I don't know
That's
what.
a dope ass
I gotta look at
pin if
what
you're a
this
coffee
is.
lover.
What is this?
And gothic as shit.
Okay, that's called the dice of death, by the way. So you probably shouldn't roll it. That's literally what it's called. Okay, wait a minute. What is this? This is badass. This is the Undead Horde keychain.
The undead. Oh, dude, there's a bunch of little.
I know, it's fucking cool.
There's a bunch of. What do I do with my? I take my pet and I. Dude, look.
Wait a minute. Did we miss something? Because it says there's a.
It's a whole group of dead people.
That's cool, man. That's pretty much people that watch our channel. So, they don't know what they're watching. Just garbage. I think it says "Asleep My Child Forever" ebook download. Was there something that we missed? Like
That's an ebook.
It's an ebook. It's on the internet. It's only on
what's
the
the
internet. Movie poop shoot.
Dude, but listen to what it says. It's a creepy. John Costin's True Crime Classic. I don't know.
Probably
You sound like you're ordering from Denny's.
I am. I want the Slammer breakfast. No, I thought. Okay, for a second I thought it said creepy crate. I thought it's creepy pasta. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Okay, see what this thing on.
You know, if you put that on your hair and you dance around, you look like Milli Vanilli. Girl, you know it. Girl, you know it. Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so that's it's a great crate.
That is this month's Creepy Crate, man. Again, link down below. Check out Creepy Crate. Awesome fucking people who send awesome fucking.
You're upset.
They send gothic boxes of darkness to your hole,
God damn.
and you don't even end up with any venereal
Like
diseases.
somebody fucking nutted black spaghetti in here.
That's the second time this week. There will not be a third.
Apparently not.
All right. Thor's smelling it. He likes the goods. You like it, the goods? Where'd the knife go?
I don't know. Did you sit on it?
I'm covered in black jizz.
Who's this from?
This, my friend, is from Jonathan Ordiano.
Ordiano.
What would Jonathan Ordiano do? What would Bride Boitano do?
Nobody knows.
It's a special secret surprise. Is there a letter?
Nope.
No letter of any kind. That is Smexual Sexual.
The Blockbuster presents Halloween. It's a small movie that came out. It's
Little indie flick.
It's about a serial killer. You motherfuckers didn't even rewind it. They watched it till they watched it till the credits. They didn't rewind it. I know this is
Dude,
used.
that is the classic Blockbuster Presents version of Halloween right there on VHS. A rare copy of Halloween on VHS. So move your fucking face, Jay. There it goes.
There you
it goes.
go.
That's fucking awesome, man. Thank you, Jonathan. That's cool as shit, man. An important part of any VHS collector's collection.
Did you ever? Good job.
Yes.
Did you ever feel like when you were younger and you went to like Hollywood Video or Blockbuster and you would like pull out the video and you would see that nobody fucking rewound it when it clearly
it's
says
upsetting.
"be kind, rewind," and they're assholes.
Yeah.
And you're like, why do people exist like this in the
They're
world?
like, fuck the system, man. Did you rewind them though?
Yeah, I did.
You look like someone that would have rewound.
I rewound them.
I never rewound.
You know what?
them.
I actually had one of those like separate tape things that rewound videos or cassettes on their own, so
Yeah.
you didn't have to.
Must have been nice to have money growing up.
It was like $10.
You know what though? I always had a shitload of late fees. I was always really embarrassed.
Must be shitty to have no money, huh?
There was a time where I literally couldn't rent because my late feed selection was so high. And our friend John Maffio had the same problem. We were talking about it on Twitter. And there's nothing more embarrassing than going on a date and going to rent videos, and they're like, actually, I can't rent this to you because you have $86.
Dude, you were the one. No, wait a minute. It was you
or
or Cody or something. I went somewhere. It was embarrassing. I went in there with somebody, and I was trying to rent a movie.
Yeah, because they
it
wouldn't
was
let me rent because my VH.
I think you were on my account, and you hadn't returned the motherfucker.
Yeah, it was Hellraiser
either
6.
Yeah, and then they were like, they're like, ooh, because they did that thing. They were like, ooh. It's like, yeah, we can't rent you these videos. I'm like, why? And they're like, because the video hasn't been returned to us yet. I knew it was fucking you or Cody. Because you were on my account.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch hoe.
Amazing, dude. That is a special collector's
That's a
any
great
Halloween
movie, yeah.
fans collection.
You gotta have it. You gotta have
selection. Erection. Selection.
Yay.
And now, thank you, Jonathan.
Thanks, man.
And now, the final box.
The final box on the frontier.
This one is directly to Mr. Jonathan Jones.
Who's that?
It's just for you, Steven.
Okay. Well,
don't hurt yourself.
I don't like to open anything up in front of people, so I'll open this up in private. Thanks. We're close for renovations. I'd say 2 weeks. This is a fucking cake urinal of any kind. I'm going to be extremely disappointed. So here's a letter. Well, it's an Amazon gift for you. Okay.
There's a letter right there.
Oh, happy birthday, Jay. I wanted to send one of my best friends something special on your special day. You will always hold a special place in my heart. See you in October. Love you, Dirty D. And that could only be
Diana.
Dirty Diana. Oh. Thanks, Diana. So we'll see what we have in here. Okay, there you go.
If it's a severed head, I'm going to be very upset.
So,
I want to open it. Take it.
well, this is like really. Did the fuck? There we go. I got it. Well, it was strong.
Is it a pot of gold
Yes.
from the leprechaun?
I'm a leprechaun. It's in a
Let me help you,
fucking
you stupid asshole.
goddamn Scrooge McDuck money sack. Okay. That's nice though. Look at this. You can definitely use this later on. Here, smell it. Okay. All right. That's how you open boxes, and that's like that, and. Oh, whoa, dude! This is
shit.
actually fucking badass,
dope as
dude.
shit,
Oh my
man.
god! The first ever vinyl release of the Ghostbusters.
That's dope as fuck.
I mean, we're gonna be playing this on my record player.
That's dope as fuck, man. That's original.
Dude, I'm not even gonna open it. Like, I'm just gonna keep
You honestly probably shouldn't. And normally I say open it, but I would not open that, actually.
this badass, dude. Like, look. All the cool shit you got on that. So it's clear vinyl with a unique slime center and 4 unreleased tracks.
Oh, now I kind of want to open it.
35th. Elmer Bernstein. I knew him. From elementary school, right? Thank you, Dirty Diana. Oh.
Check that
That's
out,
fucking
man.
awesome. That is amazing.
That's dope as fuck. I actually knew what this was.
And that's my favorite
She
movie.
told me.
That's my favorite movie of all time. So definitely. And look at the art. No, turn it around so they can see on the back. That shit's. Look, they got the fucking Ecto 1 coming out the first time.
That's sick, man.
Dude, it looks cool as shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
that is badass.
That's dope. You should frame that thing.
I think I will. I mean, otherwise, we've got some good. We got what we put in the background.
We got the Dawkins.
We got the Dawkins.
We got the Blink 182. We got the Pet Cemetery record, and now this.
Yeah.
But you should frame that. Hang it up in the new house.
Me and Tony are looking forward to it.
Tony Soprano.
Tony Moran.
My mom?
Yeah, her mom's name's Tony, dude.
Yeah, Derek Michael.
Never mind.
It's time to let our love shine. Anyway, thank
Come
you.
on, let your light shine down.
Yep. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's actually a very, very unique item. I didn't even know they did a fucking record. I mean, I think I saw Ghostbusters 2 a long time ago with like the Bobby. That's is really pretty, fucking man. Nice. It is really nice. Fuck. Like that's the most iconic, one of the most iconic images of all time.
It is. Other than me and my dick while I'm shaving my balls.
That's
in a wearing an inner tube, listening to Joan and the Jets.
Nobody goes on Bing anymore. Appreciate it, Dirty Diana. Thank you so much. This is really nice. Definitely gonna. I really do want to open it, dude, because like it's got like you can see where you can.
I honestly think you shouldn't.
I don't want to, but
normally I say open it, but that's pretty fucking dope. And look, it's got the characters on top too.
You mean the Ghostbusters?
The characters in the movie. They're not real people.
Yeah, they are.
They're not.
They're real to me.
They're real to me. It's still real to me, damn it.
So there we go. There's the unboxing.
Yeah.
Time.
Happy birthday up top.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
27 never felt so good.
Come on.
I'm not doing it.
Just take something.
This is raping as fuck, dude. You're raping as fuck right now. Jesus Christ. Okay.
That brings us to the conclusion of the show.
Guess what, guys? We're fucking goddamn cock-smoking bastards.
Jay, center yourself and take it. Center yourself and take it. Center yourself and take it.
Be the best of the best.
Now do me. I can take it. Oh, I can take it.
Okay, guys, so the end of the show is pretty much what we watched this week, what we were doing, besides jacking our meat and wishing we had women to do it for us. That's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it to you here. I'm going to kick it. What did you watch first?
Well, the first thing I watched, Jay, was The Boy. Wait,
that's gross.
The movie. I
bet you watched both.
I watched Brahms' The Boy because I was going to go see The Boy 2 that night. And then I watched it.
Did you like it?
I was exhausted while I was watching it. I was having one of those days where like the night before I only got like an hour worth of sleep. And I was watching The Kid all day, so I was just in a bad fucking mood. And I turned it on because I knew I had to see it for the movie that night. But honestly, good movie.
It's actually an underrated film.
Yeah, it was, man. Like you watch The Boy and you think that The Boy is going to be like this just generic fucking stupid doll movie.
Yeah.
And then it's slow and it's creepy and you expect it to go the same places, but like when the parents killed themselves, that scene was really well done.
It's one of those films that have low expectations going in, but they were able to capitalize on the fact that probably nobody would give it a chance, but they wanted to make a good story and they wound up doing it. So yeah, it's actually a pretty damn good. It's been a while since I've seen it, but when I did watch it, I remember like thinking not much going in. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a fucking standard bullshit movie, and then I was like, woohoo! Yeah. They tickled me tight.
The end of that movie, man, when they go full slasher territory,
it looked good. Yeah,
that dude is a scary ass slasher, man. He was really good, and that's why they should have went with the second movie. But the other thing I watched was a lot of what I watched was just the shit that we reviewed tonight.
Yeah.
But one other thing I watched was the XFL this weekend once again.
Ooh.
And have you still not watched, man?
No, I watched highlights.
You watched highlights? So we decided...
Well, the Guardians. The New York Guardians is
our
the team. Yeah.
That's our team.
Well, we have my brother, his best friend... He's playing flimsy flimsy.
Oh,
with
yeah.
This bullshit.
Yeah, we all agreed to be Guardians fans, and then he was like, no.
And he's like, I don't like him. No, he sent this gif on that group message. He's like, I liked it. Because he said that the quarterback threw his whole bus, or his whole team under the bus. He's like, I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay, look, the guy's an asshole, and I get that. That's fine. But I still like the team. I'm not going to fucking go ahead. Like, we just decided to fucking go for the same team, and then it's like, Nah, bro, that ain't me. Yeah. That ain't me.
Well, I'm
going to go for Houston.
Well, so we decided after week one, and they won in week one. The Guardians did. Because, for one, their jerseys are dope as fuck. They have those black jerseys.
They got a great mascot. The Gargoyles of Death.
Yeah, the Gargoyles are fucking dope as shit. And they look like Gotham's team. When you watch them line up on the field, it looks like that football team that was supposed to be in Batman vs. Superman. Yeah. They look like Gotham's team. I love them.
I wonder if Jerome Bettis is going to make an appearance.
He should. But, Matt McGloin's the quarterback, and, the team came out against the Defenders, and they got their asses fucking handed to them, 27-0 in week two.
That's okay.
But I'm okay with that. I want a little bit of adversity. I don't want to, just be the best fucking team the whole time. No. That's boring to me. I want to fucking lose. I want to fail and then overcome and rise to the top.
Failure is the greatest teacher.
Yeah, that's what I want. I don't need to be the best team. But, so they got their asses kicked, but yeah, the quarterback, halfway through the game, they were losing 16-0 or whatever, and he was like, we need to change the whole game plan. Our game plan fucking sucks. And they're like, oh, he just threw his
He
whole
looks like
team
he
under the
reminds me
bus.
of the dude from Friday the 13th, the remake. He's like, your tits are so juicy, bro. He's like that fucking guy. He's a goddamn preppy fuck. He's like, it's not my fault. I'm doing everything I can to keep this team together. I'm the fucking hot glue in their sandwich, and they're fucking my whole dreams away.
I love the drama of it, dude, because as he said that, like, he was expecting, I think, everybody to agree with him, but even the announcer was like, dude, you're missing throws. Like the game plan's fine, but you're missing the throws. And then he came out and he got benched in the fourth quarter.
yeah.
And he came out and he threw his whole team under the bus again, which I don't like, Matt McGloin, by the way. I don't like what you did there. But he was like, the game plan sucks. There's stuff happening behind closed doors that I don't like. But then when everybody, like, righted on him for it, and they're like, that's a shitty thing to do, he was like, that's what you guys wanted, right? Like, I thought that's what you wanted. You want to interview the players on the sidelines. But long story short,
he's passionate. I mean, I'll give him that. He's passionate. He wants to win, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
And they're playing for a contract. They're playing for like there's
they
a
get
lot.
$100K when they win.
Dude, there's a lot more stakes, in my opinion, in this than the NFL.
When you're trying to pay your fucking grocery bill, it means a little bit more.
Yeah, the NFL is great, but they're like, listen, bench fucking warmers, third string. Anybody gets a guaranteed $100,000 just to sit on the fucking bench and ride the splinters in your anus.
I think that's how it goes.
No, dude, it is. You're guaranteed that money.
Yeah, if you win.
I mean, I'm talking about the NFL. Like, you're guaranteed $100K just to ride the bench and have splinters in your anus.
Well, like, I think the lowest contract's like maybe $450K a year for the year.
Well, no, I thought it was like, no, for third string, though. It was like 100,000.
I think the lowest contract in the NFL is like something like 400.
Well, that's fine. Okay, so
a year.
So you sit on the bench, and then in practice you're like Rudy, but you're getting paid all that fucking
You're
money.
gonna get paid no matter what. But in the XFL, you
gotta earn it.
Yeah, you gotta win to get paid somewhat. But no, long story short, what I want to say about the XFL is that, again, the Guardians are our team. We're gonna root for them hardcore, but. The thing about the XFL that's fun is, and the ratings dropped hard in week 2. Like, they dropped really fucking hard. But it's so fun. It's perfect because it starts the week after the Super Bowl when you're, like, football thirsty. You know, that dry spell that you usually go through. It starts at the perfect time.
Basketball's on, though.
Yeah. The championship is the week after the NFL draft. So it fills that hole in your life, that sports hole
great, man.
in your life. It's so good. And the access to the players on the field is so fun. They had people dropping F-bombs, people puking on the field. It's so fucking fun. And yeah, everybody's been shitting on the quarterback play, but that dude for the Roughnecks is a great quarterback.
Yeah. I think that's who Cody's going to go for.
I think that's I think so too. But you know, I really want that league to survive. It's really fun to watch, and I really hope.
And you get a good alternative. Like you get like what I like about it is you get like the majors, right? The NFL, like you get like that. You know, when the season starts, but then you get like the minor league. And they're showcasing it, and they're putting it up there, and these guys are working their fucking ass off.
Yeah, they're fighting for their lives.
And yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's a goddamn Karate Kid song come to life on the field, and I love that. And they got so much more to lose. Like I said, I don't hate on the NFL. Like, the NFL is great, but those guys have guaranteed contracts, and they know they're going to get paid. Like, they signed the fucking contract. This is what you're getting. These guys are fucking out there, man. They got to win to get an impact, or maybe to get it picked up by an NFL contract. It's cool, great, man. There's a lot of drama on the field, and I really hope the thing survives, and I hope it stays around. It's a great fucking league.
Me too, man. I fucking love it. So if you guys haven't checked out the XFL, definitely check that out.
Extreme footlong.
Extreme footlong football.
Yeah, the Subway sponsored it.
But it's not the XFL. They brought it a couple years ago where they were just doing it to be like a wrestling version. Like, this is legit football. And the only problem is so far is that the quality of football is not that good. Like, there's a lot of like 3 and outs. There's a lot of not scoring and stuff like that. But you got to remember, these guys are playing together under new rules and a new league for the first time. It's going to take a couple weeks for people to get comfortable and used to it. And I really think it's going to be successful as long as it can last a couple seasons to really find its footing. But man, I fucking love it so far.
Yeah, it's great.
What'd you watch, motherfucker?
Yeah, I watched a lot of things. I watched my neighbors get divorced. I watched a car crash happen on I-15, and I didn't even help. I watched an ice cream man lose his biscuits and say, "Fuck you kids, you ain't getting no ice creams."
Hot buttermilk biscuits.
Aha! And I didn't lift a finger. No, I watched. Actually, last night I watched Mr. Bean.
Oh, I love that fucking
It's so
thing,
fucking good, man. Dude, it's so good. Like, the whole Whistler Smother thing. Like, and dude, when he was like, he's throwing the M&M up in the air, and he does this. And then the little boy's like, that's amazing. And he's like, can you do this? He's like, and then he goes, no, but I can do this. And he like moves his ear. He's like, wow, how did you do this? He's like, magic. And then the part where he goes to the theme park and he's bored at the fucking ride. He's like, because it's like that, that virtual reality thing, and he turns it up. He's like, go get us another ticket. And then he's like, the guy comes back in and he's like, brace yourself. Dude, that movie is so fucking underwhelmingly like not appreciated. Like, I mean, I love Bean.
It's fucking hilarious.
And dude, that movie is just Rowan Atkinson. His face, like he's a cartoon character, man. Like everything about him is funny as fuck. Like when he was in the police interrogation, and he's like in the mirror, and he's like. He's like, dude, it's so fucking good. If you guys haven't checked out Bean,
you gotta watch.
Go watch that movie. Yeah,
it's so good.
And he was like, there's one scene at the airport, and he was like, when he gets picked up and he has his passport, remember? And he's like, are you threatening me? Fuck. And he farts right before the camera goes off. He's like, are you threatening me? Fuck. He makes this weird face. He's like he rolls his eye up, and when he's in the interrogation room at the airport, because he sees these fucking cops, because in Britain it's illegal to carry firearms even for police officers. So when he comes to the United States, to LA, he's on the escalator and he sees those two cops in the corner and they have guns. He's like, and he goes. And he has a gun. And they arrest him and they hold him in captivity for a minute. And the one guy, the black guy, he was in Friday the 13th. Jason Goes to Hell. He was the guy that first ate the heart.
Yeah.
That interrogates him. And he was like, he has his passport out. Mr. Bean looks like, and Mr. Bean tries to make that face. And he's like, Mr. Bean, are you currently on any medication? He's like, not that I know of. And he's like, well, you could certainly use some. And then there's also the part where, with the surgery part, when he like reaches in and he does the operation without gloves, he's like, oh. And he's like, because like one guy was like, he was trying to cut him, he's like, I'm sorry, doctor, it's my first. He's like, he's like, oh. Dude, it's so good. So I watched that. It's an underrated classic.
Fucking great, man.
It's amazing.
You made me want to watch it again.
Oh, dude. So remember when he sneezes on Whistler's mother's painting and he tries to clean it off? Oh. And he's like, and then like, he starts rubbing that paint thinner on and he scrapes it all off and he draws a fucking pin. And then the guy that sponsored him, that he lives with, he's like, oh Jesus, I'm dead. I'm gonna become
that was the guy from Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah, Janusz. And he's like, I'm gonna become the cellmate prison block of Butch McGruff. It's so good. Anyway, watch that. Great movie. If you guys haven't seen Bean, check it out. Mr. Bean's Holiday is not bad either if you get a chance to. So I also watched Alien and Aliens.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got the double whammy. My girlfriend never seen any of the Aliens.
Oh,
so
shit.
Had to introduce.
Yeah.
So,
like them?
Yeah, she loved them.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's one of those movies, like Ridley Scott's Alien is so fucking powerful and so good, and it's so amazing the way that they capture that horror in space.
Yeah.
And it's,
you gotta be awake for it though. You gotta have some caffeine in you because it's a slow fucking burn.
It's like especially that part where in the tunnel when the one guy gets killed and he's like, "Give me a hug."
Oh, that part, dude. Yeah, that's when that's actually when it ramps up. Up to that part, you might like if you're like tired or whatever, you might be falling asleep. But when it's like, yeah, that's when you're like, oh fuck.
But dude, it's so good. And then Aliens is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And you got great performances by Bill Paxton, Bean, Michael Bean, Sigourney Weaver comes back. So many great performances from that. And by the way, dude, I didn't know this, but you remember the chick that's the hard ass chick, the ones that's like doing push-ups and pull-ups? Yeah. Dude, do you know that was the girl from Terminator 2? She's like, Wolfie's just fine. He's just fine.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's the stepmother for John Connor.
Fuck, that makes total sense.
I know.
Yeah.
But it was.
He stabs him with that right through the jar of milk.
It's right done.
That's the dad, though.
That was not vitamin D.
No.
But I liked it. I liked it. The fact that it's one of those unique situations that you have where Alien is amazing.
Yeah.
And Aliens is just as fucking good.
In its own way.
Yeah, James Cameron directed Aliens, and then you have Ridley Scott doing Alien. But you don't normally ever have that happening, where the actual first movie that starts the whole thing is awesome. You never have a sequel on the same level, or in some people's opinion, above it.
Except for another James Cameron project, Terminator 2, almost the same way.
That's true. Yeah, it happens sometimes now and again, but those movies are so unique and they're so different and they're so cool. And after that, it all went to dog shit. I mean, you could throw in Prometheus and Alien Covenant later on, but
yeah, not the same.
Not the same at all. But yeah, we watched that, and then I think there was something else I watched. I don't remember much. Oh, Best of the Best.
Oh, that's fucking
And I know we're going to do it for
There's no choice!
yeah, dude, I know we're going to do it for the action...
Revenge of the Action movie, by the way. Go subscribe to that shit. Nobody's subscribing to it. Why aren't you subscribing to it? It's in the links down below.
But it's a great... Dude, that movie's classic as fuck. Eric Roberts and goddamn James Earl Jones. It's like, don't be late! Don't ever be late. Like, dude, it's so... Oh, God. And the music and everything about it's so 90s, and it's so fucking, like, you know, in your heart. And, dude, I cried. I had not cried in a while for that fucking movie at the very end. He was like, to save a life is to earn honor in defeat. And he's like, your brother, too, was a great fighter. Dude, I was like, oh, God, fucking stop it! Coach, he's gonna kill him! He's like, no! No! You won that match.
That reminds me, we watched Warrior the other night when he's like, you lose this fight, you lose your home. Lose this fight, you lose your home.
I love, dude.
Like, I'm sorry, Tommy.
Oh, dude.
I'm sorry.
That gets me every time.
Yeah.
And then their dad, dude, god damn. I love those fighting movies with heart in them are the best kinds of films. But that movie came out, and I don't know if it was slept on. I don't know if a lot of people like cared about it when it came out. I don't know if it came out in 91 or 1990. But that's one of the best fucking fighting movies of all time. It legit is. It's one of the best I've ever seen. Best of the best. But even the motherfucker from Footloose, Travis.
Yeah.
He was great in it too. He was like, huh. He's like, you yellow? Huh? He's like, obviously. Because he was going, anyway.
The only scene I remember Best of the Best is when he's talking to his mom, and he's got to go overseas or whatever to do the show. He's like, but you got this kid to take care of. You got to make a choice. Like, there is no choice.
No, he's on to James Earl Jones. He's like, you've got to make a choice.
Oh, yeah, no,
he's like, there's no choice. And then he's like, what's the matter with you? What the hell is the matter with you?
I was thinking of when he's talking to his mom.
And he always had that
sweater.
like Mr. He always had that like fucking Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, like big knitted sweater.
Yeah.
But dude, man, that movie is so fucking good. I like, and dude, it was. There's one scene too where Tommy is fighting against Virgil. Remember the Virgil? He looked. I thought for a long time Virgil in that movie was Gilbert from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
It's not Gilbert, but he's like, he's kicking that pad, and it was low, and he's like 157 pounds per square. He's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like James Earl Jones screams at him. He's like, you better get together. And then he goes like, ah! And he kicks him and he knocks him unconscious. Oh man, that movie! I mean, and that's gonna be great because we can go into detail about that on the other channel when we get to watch it. But yeah, that was the only films I was all over the place, but.
The only other things I watched was I watched Outbreak because of the whole coronavirus thing. Because the podcast me and Katie are doing, we'll watch that, dude. And I'm telling you, man, Outbreak. I didn't think it was gonna hold up the way it did, but it fucking holds up. That is.
I always remember when they rip his
great.
fucking suit open.
Oh yeah, when he rips it. Kevin Spacey's in that movie. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s in that movie.
Yeah.
Fucking Rene Russo.
Cuba.
Dustin Hoffman. If you look, like, everybody's talking about Contagion. I'm like, why? Like, watch fucking Outbreak. That is the best virus movie out there. It's so fucking
really,
amazing.
really good.
Patrick Dempsey's in that movie. It's so.
Is it better than? Well, no, it's not.
Blew me the fuck away once again. I haven't seen it in like 10 years.
It's not comparative, but as far as like an outbreak of anything, 28 Days Later.
I'd honestly take Outbreak over it.
It is really good.
After watching it again, man, it's such a good, heartfelt fucking movie. It's so good. And then the only other thing I watched is I was laying down putting the girls to sleep, and my youngest, Ellie, she just turned 4, loves Scooby-Doo right now. She calls it Ooby Dooby Doo. She's like, I want to watch Ooby Dooby Doo.
Whoop-dee Scoop-dee-doo.
So with that, but they have a movie called like Zombie Attack on Scooby-Doo Island or whatever the fuck.
I heard of that, yeah.
And it's actually super entertaining. They put like punk rock music, like the Ramones and shit like that in it. And it's fucking fun. So I actually, if you have kids, definitely check out like the Scooby-Doo Attack on Zombie Island. It's so fucking fun. And Shaggy and Scooby the whole time are just like
They
high
smoke weed in this
They
finally?
don't actually show them smoking weed, but they're high as shit because all they ever want to do is eat. You know, so they just want to eat gumbo and shit because they're in like Louisiana.
Hey, yo, Scoob, I want to go to Taco Bell, you know?
That's basically the whole fucking movie. It's great. So yeah. But that's what we watched this week.
That's it.
You whores.
What did you guys watch?
What'd you fucking watch?
Other than
Comment
this
down
shitty
below.
program.
What'd you fucking watch?
We want to know.
I wanna know.
Why are you all slouched up like that? You look like one of those guys from 1996 trying to keep kids off drugs.
I'm feeling comfortable. And actually, you know what, Jay? This brings us to the end of our show.
What?
We're done.
I'm not done.
We're done, son.
I'm never done.
Can't be undone.
Okay, we're done.
And I want to do something real quick. I want to tell you something. Oh. I want to tell you something. It is Jay's birthday.
Yes,
now,
it is.
as we speak, it is his birthday because we're into the night. You guys are watching this on Monday, but it's Friday night. And I want to tell you something. I want to give you a cheers because it's your birthday.
Yes.
So cheers me.
Kai.
Happy birthday.
Thank
I want
you.
to say honestly, as your best friend and heterosexual life mate, that I won't say your age. I won't do that.
Don't.
But
It's 36.
36-year-old Jay is the best version of Jay I've ever known.
Ah.
I think you, sir, are in the prime of your life, and this is the best version of you I've known over the past 20 years. You're doing fucking awesome as a human being, and I love you.
Oh, thanks,
That's
man.
all I want to say.
love you too, and
Yeah.
cocaine does wonders for the body. Thanks. I
welcome.
appreciate it, and I wish you guys could all be there for the birthday celebration that's going to go down tomorrow because there's a great boxing match that's going to come up that we want to watch the fuck out of.
Fury
and we're
and
gonna
Wilder.
get drunk, and we're going to have a good time, and we're going to think about sweaty ballsack boxer men.
Dripping.
Oh, by the way, that was another movie. I didn't mention it. It doesn't really matter. It's a small thing. I did watch
Like your wiener.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Southpaw?
Southpaw.
Dude, we watched Southpaw this week. I totally forgot to mention that.
Southpaw.
We just watched Southpaw,
Yeah, dude.
and we cried our asses off.
I watched it with April because she'd never seen it.
Oh man, Kate, we went down. We had a night, and then we were like, she was like, I want to watch something fucking sad. I was like, I
know you got to go with that.
got you. That movie is so fucking underrated.
great.
That's a 10, and we cried our asses.
I know, I mean-
especially in the court when they take her away, and he's like fighting the guards, and she's like, Daddy, come get me.
I just want to take my daughter home. Can I just not
Fuck.
take my daughter home?
Man, that's a fucking amazing movie.
It's great.
So,
if you guys haven't seen
I can't believe
Southpaw,
I forgot that. Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have a great time tomorrow night, and thank you guys so much for joining us
Yeah.
on this second episode of We Watched a Movie, the shittiest, most basic, mediocre, logic not feel thing that you've ever seen.
Yeah.
If you don't where I'm in America, I don't care.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Thanks, guys, for supporting this new version of the channel so much. We love you so much. And don't forget, this is in podcast form as well. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we love your fucking face.
Oh, you guys in podcast?
And
Who's listening to podcasts?
We just made new t-shirts.
No, I want to talk. ASMR. You're driving home. No, listen. You're driving home. Suddenly, without surprise.
The battery's dying, motherfucker.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shy surprise. But no, this is in podcast form, so please check us out wherever you guys listen to podcasts. Not just this, but only content there's content that's only for the podcast. So go, if you like us, go listen to the podcast as well. And finally, I want to say we just made some new merch. Click the link down below.
Cool
There's
shit.
some new badass We Watch movies. Thank you guys for supporting this new format of the channel so
Mwah.
much. We love you guys so
Mwah.
much. You're
Mwah.
fucking amazing. We'll see you next Monday and throughout the week with more shit.
Yeah.
We love your fucking faces, and I say, God damn!
Fucking whore bitch. I hope you fucking have an accident one day in a fucking toilet.
Too late.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.